is it gonna work? Oh, here we go. Well, didn't think we'd be doing this tonight. We are live here on the Metal Bastards YouTube channel. Or no, we're not on the Metal Bastards YouTube channel.
No, we're on normal.
We're on Metal Bench Chronicles. What the fuck? Anyway,
yep, pretty much.
Anyways, yeah, just a random streaming. We got other people joining us here tonight. That's right.
Yep.
That's right, it's a little party here on the Metal Bench Chronicles YouTube channel, and a party for the Metal Bastards in general, so, because we did a pretty fucking awesome, successful stream over on the Metal Bastards Hangout YouTube channel when it comes to part 1 of the Megadeth Deep Dive, and we're just kind of celebrating tonight.
Yep.
So we got Wyatt in the chat, we got Zach Blabbeth in the chat.
Woo!
And hold on a minute, we got some other people joining us too.
Oh, sweet! Should be joining us here shortly, hopefully. Oh, here's one.
All right.
Yes, we are at the moment.
All right, links are sent. I just sent them all as a group type of deal.
Yep.
All right, we got Wyatt here.
Woo! Wyatt!
Welcome back.
Welcome back. Hey again, Wyatt.
Got everybody here.
Frederick!
Hey, Freddie.
Nick.
Back!
1 sec, I'm gonna hit up
Jeff.
here. On here. So I gotta switch accounts now. Facebook. Where are you?
Oh,
there you are. Paste. Send. Okay.
Oh, is Jeff going to join us?
Yep.
yeah,
Awesome.
but yeah, that's what I was asking about. Is Jeff?
Told you. Sorry,
Cool.
I gotta turn it down a little bit. Ryan, your mic is perpetually loud.
Oh, sorry, my bad.
It's like
My voice is up high. I need to be a little bit lower talking now.
Yeah. All right. Let's see.
Yeah, it was a pretty cool guy. He did King's X. I was watching that earlier.
Yeah, I still gotta watch that one. I'm still like just a fucking complete novice to that, man. Like, I've known about Doug Pennick just because, like, every bassist I know is like, oh, dude, he's the fucking man.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, like going over that new one, it was a good album.
I
Still
plan
have to
on
check it
getting
out.
it, actually.
I still gotta get my copy. It wasn't available. Like I guess like delays and shit in terms of shipping for a while, but I'm gonna eventually pick it up, and I should just get some of the ones I'm missing. Like I just have Faith, Hope, Love, and Dogman.
Hold on a minute. I'm going to go look for mine. I got the first 5, but I have them on cassette tape.
So,
I still have to check it out.
man, wait, hold on 1 sec.
Is Jeff here?
Yeah, Jeff's here.
All right, I'll let him in.
Yeah. I'm actually going to grab that smoke that I didn't grab earlier. But I just wanted to make sure.
Okay.
I didn't want to miss out in case you sent the link earlier.
All right. I can't believe it. I have not had a cigarette for a month now.
Dude, way to fucking
I'm
go.
actually trying to really quit this time.
Yeah, I need to.
Oh
my God, it's him. I have to leave now.
Oh, no!
What's up, guys?
I'll be back. I didn't get a chance to grab that smoke because it was.
It's the great Freddy Zunko.
Frederick.
What's up,
How'd
Freddy?
you like that?
Oh,
Stream,
good, mate. Good.
Jeff?
How are you? How are you feeling?
Real fucking shitty. Yeah.
Yeah.
What's that? Why? Did you ask me something?
How'd you like that stream, Jeff?
Which stream?
The one before?
The one oh
The stream.
Say. Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, the
Yeah, it was
Megadeth.
good, man. It was good. The Megadeth. I'm not gonna lie to you, man. Megadeth is probably third on my list of the thrash legends. I like guitar playing. I like the music often, but not always. But I struggle with Mustaine, man. I just struggle. I don't know why.
Is it his vocals?
Yeah. It's not like it's not like I listen to a lot of shitty vocalists. I mean, I listen to death metal. What the fuck, But
Yeah.
it's just the tone of his voice gets annoying to me fast.
Yeah,
I
like
don't know
the
why.
the Sweating Bullets voice.
Yeah, like it just gets, the I told la man, I told Mazami. It's just I don't know, man. It just gets annoying. But that's not to say I don't like them. I'm not saying that at all. I just of all those bands, if you handed me tickets to all four and said, okay, you can only go to one, that would probably be the last one I'd go to, believe it or not. Well, because I like Belladonna's singing. I don't like Anthrax's music, but I like Belladonna. And you know what? Now that I think of this, though, if I'd have to see Metallica now versus back then when I saw them, I'd struggle. I know that hurts Ryan's ears, but
I would die to see Slayer again.
yeah, I only saw them once, dude. Only saw them on the Repetitive.
I never saw them, but I'd die to see them.
Yeah, they put on a hell of a show, dude. I'm not gonna lie, it was pretty killer. I mean, I don't, Holt was great. I would have rather seen them with Hanneman, but
yeah, we all know what that ended like.
Well, yeah, but I don't even know why I didn't go, dude. I don't have an answer. I just didn't. Might have been timing, when they were playing, somebody else was playing, or money wasn't good, or my kids were little and I couldn't go, that kind of thing, But what's Ben looking for?
He's looking for the King's X stuff.
Oh,
the King's X albums you gotta.
You were talking about King's X before I came on.
Yeah.
I wonder why.
Because they liked it. I was mentioning it with the Megadeth thing. I was like, they kind of are one of those. I feel like can kind of teeter on the line of a deep dive and a retrospective. But if I were to think of myself, I said, if there was anyone who could do a deep dive on King's X, it would be you, Jeff.
And I did it last night. Didn't you know that?
Yeah, I think I did see a video when it was already done. I saw that one. Okay, interesting.
Yeah, it's with Austin Lund from Panopticon.
Yeah,
cool.
What's that?
Oh, no, you're talking about I can't pronounce it. Panopticon.
Panopticon. It's like...
Panopticon. Yeah, there we go.
Good
man. Austin did the King's X deep dive with me last night. Austin Lund.
Yep.
That's where I couldn't figure out when you texted me. Like, Austin Lund, why does that sound familiar?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I did a Disturbed ranking with Metal Connection.
You did.
Oh yeah, we were what were we talking about in that stream? Because I was there too. Disturbed. We were Disturbed. We did Disturbed. And I came into that unprepared. I didn't know what they were doing. But then they mentioned Disturbed, like, oh, Oh, I like Disturbed.
Hey, I got your Disturbed ranking right here. It's
They've
every
written
one
the
of their
same album.
albums. Every one of their albums is less than every one of their
Mina,
albums.
Okay,
Mina,
all you need to know
Hang on.
is that
let me finish.
Evolution is last.
Hang on, let me
That's
finish.
last.
Let me
That album
finish
does
a minute.
suck.
I got Ryan. I got your Disturbed ranking right here. Every one of their albums ranks below "Smooth Up in You" by the Bullet Boys.
Yeah,
You know
I
that one,
had.
don't you? You know that one, Ryan.
No, I
don't
don't
you?
know who that is. I don't know who that is.
Oh, come on, for real?
The Bullet
You don't
Boys?
know who the Bullet Boys are?
Smooth.
Oh shit.
No, I'm serious. Yeah, I've never heard that name before.
Oh, they
You
put
don't
the
know who
cock
Mark
team on
Torre
it.
is?
What was that other song they did, Nick? Do you remember what the other kind of semi-hit they had was?
Oh,
Was it called Thorazine? No, it's something about smoking weed. Or was it called
Who the-
Thorazine? Or was it called Thorazine Shuffle?
hold on here.
Nah, that wasn't
You gotta
them.
look that up.
I know there was a song that did Thorazine Shuffle, but who was that?
That's
I
a
can't think. Credit?
That's a sabotage song.
Let's see. For the love of
Sabotage?
money, THC
Sabotage?
Groove.
Yeah.
What's it called?
THC Groove.
That's it.
THC
Yeah.
Groove.
Okay, that's right. And
Yeah,
Ben, you said Thorazine Shuffle is Sabotage?
Yeah, it's on Gutter. Yeah, it's on the album Gutter Ballet.
Oh fuck yeah, it is. Oh god damn, I can't believe I fucking forgot that. I knew that from somewhere, and I'm like, wait, it is? Oh yeah, it is. All right, yeah. So anyway, Wyatt, I was not trying to shit on for Ryan and Wyatt. I'm not trying to shit on Disturbed if you guys like them. Just not my.
I'm
thing,
not a
man.
big fan of them either,
Uh,
to be honest.
Yeah, I grew up on them pretty much.
I'm
My
sorry,
dad got
man.
me into it.
Sorry.
No, it's actually I found them out of curiosity because I think I might have seen the music video for Indestructible,
Okay.
which happens to be my number one favorite Disturbed album. I liked how it sounded. It was so freaking awesome.
Well, good news, you can get any one of their albums and get that same.
I got,
gonna say,
I got almost
Right.
all of their albums except for I think Believe and Evolution. Those are the only two I don't know, and The Lost Children.
Hey Ryan,
I do
one
wanna get
little
that.
favor. Ryan, do me one
Mhm.
little favor. Can you take your mic down about 3 notches, please?
Yeah, dude,
You are
that
so
thing-
Yeah,
hot.
sure. Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
You're so hot compared to everybody else. And then if I turn down to get away from your volume,
Okay, is
I
that
can't hear
better?
Ben. Yeah, that's better. Yeah. Thank you.
All right, cool.
Appreciate that.
No problem.
Yeah, I don't mean to shit on, but there's a couple different bands, most from that era, like them and Stained and Godsmack, and I just can't fucking listen to those bands anymore.
It's one of those, like, if you have like legit, like I'll take Jacob's route. If you have a greatest hits, then that's probably kind of all you need because there's not a lot of variety in what they do.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
It's not like Alice in Chains where you do need all the albums. Jacob,
Right.
watching.
Well, I mean, you could kind of, I think you could kind of say that about Pearl Jam. You know, I know there are people that are completists and want every one of their songs, but I just don't need them. The first 3 albums are all I own, and that's all I'll ever own.
See,
I don't own any Pearl Jam.
10.
Me-
Ten is the only one I have. I do want to get. I technically count it. The Temple of the Dogs album. I technically count it as a Pearl Jam album, so I want to get that.
That's a killer album, but that's mostly Soundgarden. I mean, Eddie.
Pretty
I think to myself, it's Pearl Jam with Chris Cornell on vocals. Because
Wait.
majority of the members would be in Pearl Jam.
Oh wait, that's
and he's
right.
and a way better vocalist than Eddie Vedder.
Oh yeah, and not even
Okay,
the same row.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
I could never get into Pearl Jam.
I have a question for all you guys. Which is your favorite Soundgarden album?
Oh man.
Oh God.
Honestly,
Mine's
it's probably gonna be Super Unknown.
Yeah, that.
Mine's probably Bad Motorfinger.
That'd be
Mine
probably
is
my number
mine's
two.
But
Mine's
then again, I do
awesome.
like Super Unknown.
Which one?
Yeah, Fell on Black Days is
I'm
probably
sorry,
the darkest.
Yeah, that's a tough one between Bad Motorfinger. But here's the thing, Loud Love is pretty fucking killer too, man.
That's a good album too.
I
Yes.
still need that one.
And
I
even
gotta get that
Even
too.
Ultra Mega OK has some really killer songs like
Yeah, forget that
Far
one too.
Beyond the Wheel and
Yeah,
what's the other one? Flower, I think's on there, and
yeah, they're a
there's some.
little.
What's that?
No, I was gonna say they were a little more punky on their first
Yeah,
couple albums.
it's definitely more punky on those first ones, but I mean, when you hear stuff like Tears to Forget or Far Beyond the Wheel and you hear the way that Chris Cornell was singing back then, it was fucking insane. And
Yeah,
I got to see him on the Loud Love tour. And Nick,
Oh,
you've
nice.
heard this story, but they were Ben, you know where the Chameleon is downtown?
Yeah.
Okay. They played, get this shit. It was January 23rd, I think, 1990. It was Faith No More, and they had literally just maybe a month or two before dropped The Real Thing. I never even heard of them. I had no idea who they were when I got there. Soundgarden for Loud Love, and then Voivod for Nothing Faith.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know the other part of the story.
You want to talk about a fucking killer fucking set? So yeah, I don't know if the rest of these guys have heard this. So I go to the show and I walk in and there's Billy Gould, the bass player for Faith No More, just standing at the bar. And I walk up and I don't know who he is. I walk up, I'm like, getting something. He's like, "Hey, what's up?" We start talking, and Snake walks up, Snake from Voivod, and he starts talking to Bill, and I'm like fanboy, and I'm like, "I love you guys. You guys are the greatest." I was already probably lit a little bit when I got there, and he walks away, and I'm like, "Hey man, how you know the vocalist for Voivod?" He's like, "Well, I'm on tour with him." I'm like, "Wait, what?" And he's like, "Yeah, I'm in the opening band." I'm like, "Oh, what's your name?" And he told me, I'm like, "Sorry, dude, I don't know you yet." He goes, "Oh, you will soon." I'm like, "Okay, cool."
Wasn't
So
wrong.
midway through the set, Cornell, or no, when Cornell and Faith No More was great. Cornell comes out, Soundgarden starts just fucking destroying the place. I mean, literally, when I say destroying the place, I mean destroying the place. Chris Cornell climbs up into the fucking PA equipment, and at
somebody.
that point in time, this was 1980, 1990. That PA, I knew the owner of this club, and he told me he had just spent $25,000 on the sound system, and he was freaking the fuck out. I saw him come up the stage. He's waving at Chris to get down, and Chris is like fucking ignoring him, and it was just hilarious. So after the show, or two last things. So Voivod comes out, and I'm up front, right on the rail, and right in front of Snake, right in front of the middle of the stage, and they start launching into Astronomy Domine, the Pink Floyd cover, and
Okay.
I'm singing, and Snake leans down and sees me. He fucking pulls me up on stage, and I sang the second verse of Astronomy Domine. Now I knew the words back then. I don't think I know them now because I was listening to that song 8,000 times a day back then. And
Damn.
so I sang. He throws me off. Oh, there's another thing I forgot too. Yeah. So at the end of the show, the very last song that Voivod are doing, all the other guys from the bands come out on the stage. And this stage, man, if you get like six people on it, you're stacked. It's maybe seven at most. And next thing I know, Cornell's out there, Kim Thile's out there, fucking Ben's out there, Mike Patton. I don't think Mike Patton came out. I think Roddy and the bass player came out, and fucking Big Jim Martin, the guitar player for Faith No More, comes out on stage, and he's just dressed in a lab coat and Doc Martens, a lab coat, like a white lab coat, right? And they're squirting ketchup and throwing fucking food, and my owner of this place is freaking the fuck out. He is just going insane, right? Next thing I know, Snake takes the mic cable or the mic stand and lifts Jim's fucking lab coat. No, nothing on underneath, just cock hanging out. His cock is hanging free and clear,
Oh
man.
shit.
And everybody's like, what? And Jim Martin, if you've ever seen him, is a hairy son of a bitch. He's looks
Yeah,
like,
he is.
looks like a Chewbacca or something. Dude, there was way more hair than penis there, I swear to God.
Yeah,
All right,
he.
last thing. After the show is over, I just walk back into the green room. Nobody stops me. Nobody says a word to me. I just walk back there. And there's Kim Thile drinking a beer, and I walk up like, dude, you guys are so fucking killer. And he's just staring at me. His eyes are fucking huge. And then I notice he is stoned out of his mind, like mega stoned, right? And Chris walks in. I talked to Chris very briefly. I might have gotten, I don't know, maybe 2 or 3 sentences in with him. And Kim goes, "You want a beer?" And he's got like a Heineken in his hand. Next thing I know, he just fucking starts pouring the beer on me when I said yes. He just starts pouring it on my head, on my shirt. I'm like, what the fuck, dude? And I'm drunk, so I think it's kind of funny, but then I'm like, shit, I gotta drive home, man. And I smell like I just took a bath in fucking alcohol. So that was, of course, like an idiot. I didn't call anybody. This is 1990. I could have called my wife to come get me. Well, it wasn't my wife; she's my girlfriend. But I probably thought better of that and was like, yeah, maybe I better not call her. Maybe I better just drunk drive. That's a better idea. So yeah, man, that was the story. And then I went to a show a week after that, and I was talking to Rich Ruoff, the owner of the place. I'm like, hey, man, I know you were pretty, tripping out about the guys last week, and he's like, those guys are motherfucking assholes. They're never welcome back here. They dumped all their trash on my front, out on the sidewalk, out in front of the thing, like 5 bags of trash that was strewn all over the place. So,
Damn.
they were young fucking dumb dudes back then, and that was a killer show. And
Dude,
Loud Love, man. Oh,
Sounds like fun.
Sounds like Eddie Vedder.
well,
Something he,
Eddie Vedder.
nah, but I'm telling you, man, as much as I love Voivod, and I did, and I was lucky to see him with Piggy once, Chris Cornell and Soundgarden owned that night. They just absolutely fucking destroyed everybody. Cornell, off the chains good. Off the chains good. That
Oh
voice
man.
was that voice live was something to behold. And I saw him on the Super Unknown tour, and I saw them. What was the album after that? Down on the
uh,
Upside.
Down on the
oh yeah, down
upside.
the upside.
Yeah, I saw him on that tour, and then I saw Chris solo in 2008 or nine. I forget which one it was. Oh, that's a great story too. You guys want to hear that one quick?
Sure.
I'll just ask you if you don't want to hear the story. Just tell me. But so I take my brother to go see Chris Cornell at the uh soundstage, Nick, down in
Oh,
Baltimore.
Baltimore, yeah.
Yeah, sold out show. The club was configured a little differently back then. It's not configured like it is now. They actually opened it up to get a lot more people in. I think back then it was like 1,700. I think something, and I think it's like 25 now or something like that. But anyway, I take my brother, and my brother and I have always had a very contentious relationship, but we were kind of getting along until that night. So we get down there, everything's cool. My brother, I'm sober at that point in time. My brother claims he's sober, and I'm like, dude, as long as you're not drinking, you're cool. But I know that when he drinks, he's an asshole, and so am I. Like a total, I'm an asshole regularly, but he's a real asshole.
No
So
argument.
we get yeah, right. We get down there. We're in the show. I it's packed on the floor, and my brother comes up to me and he's and I'm like, dude, what the fuck? He's like, just chill out, dude. I only had a couple. He's already slurring his words. I'm like, holy fuck, because he disappeared for like 45 minutes. So we're standing there watching the show, and Chris, I think Cornell had just come out, was like maybe 2 songs in, and all of a sudden, man, my brother's on my left, and I see out of the corner of my eye, I see this guy grab my brother by his throat. My brother's little; he's only like 5'6", maybe 140 pounds, dripping wet. And this fucking guy grabs him that has fucking like logs for arms, and he goes, "Motherfucker, if you fucking talk to my sister again one more time, I will fucking kill you. She's 14 years old." And my brother was like 35 maybe. And to be honest with you, she looked very borderline 18, like very borderline. I grabbed the guy's arm. I'm like, dude, it's my brother. I got him. I will keep him away from her. And I have CVXs on her hand, and I'm like, I pulled my brother by the ear, and I'm like, bro, you fucking touch her, I'll kill you, and he'll kill you way more than I'll kill you. So you better just fucking pay attention to the show and quit being a dick. Well, he leaves. He comes back a little later, and I guess he must have said something to her again or leaned over and tried to talk to her again. And this guy goes after my brother. And my brother, I can't remember what happened. Like the whole crowd just starts getting into a fucking, like, almost a fist fight, right? There's 4 or 5 people that are fucking throwing haymakers. And I grab my brother and I pull him out. And I'm like, hey, let's go. And I start walking him outside and I stop at the door. I'm like, I'm getting you the fuck out of here. You're a piece of shit. Don't ever fucking ever ask me for anything. This is me talking to my brother. We get to the door, and I knew that you couldn't get back in without a ticket, and I had the tickets. And I started to walk out, and I stopped, and he kept going, and I pulled the door shut behind him. All right,
Hey,
so
that's what he deserves.
he's gone and can't get back in, right? And this is okay. Yeah, I did have a text and he's right away. He's like blowing up my phone saying, I'm gonna kill you when you come out here. You wait till you get to the car, you're dead man, blah blah blah. This is my brother, by the way, remember? So I don't know, another 50 minutes of the show or whatever, and I leave and I go out and I expect him to be, hanging in the rafters in the parking garage or something, And I get there and he's nowhere around and there's no evidence he was there. I start texting him, he won't respond. I'm driving out of Baltimore, he won't respond. So I'm getting ready to head out, man. I'm like, you know what? I don't know what to do. I call my mom, I explained to her what to do. She's like, he's 35 years old, it's his problem. You want to leave him there, leave him there. I'm like, okay. This is about 1 o'clock in the morning, 1:30. Suddenly I get a call from my brother's phone, and no shit, I'm not lying about any of this. I pick up the phone. I'm like, dude, where the fuck are you? And I hear this guy go, yo, man, what up? This is Reggie. I'm like, what? Who's Reggie? He's like, bro, man, I'm here with your brother, and he's all kind of fucked up, and he wanted me to call you and tell you to fuck off. But I think
Very
maybe but he goes, but I'm going to talk him into meeting you somewhere because if you say you're leaving him here, because I told him I'm leaving my brother there, man. I'm out of here. I'm already basically heading out of the parking garage. So he gets me just before I leave town. You know where that's at down there, right, Nick? The big parking garage there. So I'm pulling around, getting up to the light, and he calls me again. And he's like, man, can you meet me down in front of, I think it was in front of like the Hard Rock or something. I'm like, I'll pull up to the street there. You load him in my car. I get there. We load him in my car. He's all fucked up. He right away starts fighting with me. We're heading home. We get about 40 miles. We get up north of the Maryland border. We're in Pennsylvania. And my brother is sitting in the back seat of my van, right? And he is fucking fighting with me and screaming at me and yelling at me. And I'm like, if you don't shut the fuck up, dude, I'm letting you out here and you're done. I will let you fucking at the side of the road. So he keeps it going. And then he fucking hits me in the back of the head with a fucking haymaker. As I'm doing 75 miles an hour, my head goes into the window. I see stars. I fucking pull over to the side of the road on the berm and I get out. I'm like, get the fuck out, man. He gets out. He starts walking to the front of the car. I got him again. I ran back to the car, jumped in the car, shut the door, backed up, and pulled out on the highway and took off with the side door open because he had gotten out the side door, right? I literally get no joke about another 25 miles up the road, and I realize his phone is in the car with me. He had dropped his phone. I thought, the worst thing he could do is he could call the cops and have them come pick him up or call my mom or call a cab or something. But I realize now he's out there. It's 55 degrees, or actually, it was colder than that. It was about 48 degrees. He's got no phone. He's got no sweatshirt on, just a t-shirt. I'm like, fucking A, now what do I do? So what do you think I did?
Called him a cab.
Nope. I turned around and fucking found him thumbing his way up the road. I pull over He's like, hey man, he walks around in my no lie. This is God's honest on my kid's truth name. He comes to my driver's side window. I open the window. I'm like, Chris, here's your phone. I was gonna let him there with the phone. Still keep going. He's like, hey man, thanks a lot for pulling over, bro. Can I just get in the passenger seat? He didn't even know it was me. I'm like, Chris, it's your fucking brother.
And
Right away, he starts in with me. I said, get in the van. I knew that there was a state police barracks 2 exits away. So guess what I did? Pulled up into a state police barracks, and he's sitting there he's like, what the fuck are you doing, asshole? What the fuck are you doing? I'm like, you'll find out in 1 minute. You stay right here. I'll be right back. I go in. Remember, I'm completely sober. This is just outside of York, Ben, at I forget the exit after York. I pull into the police station. I say, excuse me, officers, could you get this fucking drunk psycho that attacked me out of my van right now? They come out with 5 guys, man, pull him out of the van because he won't leave. He starts begging me to I fucking had him arrested. Okay.
I'm sorry,
I
man.
had
I'm
him
sorry.
arrested. Okay. This has to rank as one of my best stories ever. I had him arrested, right? And I had to fill out a police report. And he's like, dude, you realize you're probably going to have to go to court over this. I said, no problem at all, man. He fucking attacked me unprovoked from behind. I'm good with him going to jail for a couple days or nights, whatever. So I leave. I get home. I had handed him his phone at the window, remember? I get home and suddenly I get text saying, you're dead, Nigger. This is what he's texting me. Okay.
Oh,
He says, I'm gonna fucking kill you, dude. And I said, hey, hang on 1 sec. Stay right there. I'll be right back. I called the police officer because I had the police report. I said, by the way, he has his phone and he just texted me, I'm gonna kill you, Nigger. He goes, oh, sorry about that, man. We'll get his phone. So they threw that onto the charges. And the next day, my dad called me and says, what the fuck happened between you and your brother last night? I said, oh, nothing. He goes, well, I had to go to York to pick him up from jail. I then ended up about 6 months later having to go to court and testify. And the judge found in my favor and gave him like, I don't know, like $800 in fines and 1 day in jail or something. How's that for a Chris Cornell story, huh?
damn.
Damn.
Dude,
I
I
forgot
mean,
it was.
I guess karma's a bitch.
honestly, dude, someone slugs me in the back of my head while driving.
Yep.
I don't care how good of friends we are. I was like, nah, sorry.
You're
here's
I'm
the
walking.
phone. Best of
when
luck.
I say hit me, Nick, I'm talking like a closed fist side of the hand right up beside my temple into I hit the fucking window with my head.
Yeah,
And I mean, it could have easily killed both of us,
Yeah.
it
particularly
could.
if I'd have
Yeah.
blacked out, if I'd have blacked out or, lost consciousness for a minute or something. And yeah, man, for years and years and years. And the best part of that story is that when I went to court, my brother walks in with this woman, right? And he didn't that I knew he didn't have a girlfriend. He wasn't married. Anything. It turns out it's his new girlfriend that I didn't know about that lived in Israel, and she flew in especially to go to court with him.
What the
I'm like,
hell?
what? He didn't end up marrying. He didn't end up marrying this chick, but I think I guess he gave her money or talked her into coming over to be there with him at court. And my mom was like, "You two are fucking insane. I don't want anything to do with either one of you when you're like this." I'm like, "Yeah, I know. Well, it's because of all that love in our household back then, Mom. One of those things. Some
Damn.
crazy shit."
That's some,
All right,
that's
I'll
some
be
messed up.
Wow.
God
That's some messed
damn.
up shit.
Man.
Crazy. Huh?
I haven't had a concert experience quite like that.
Not me
That
either.
was. And what sucked about that was that I was pretty sure that if I had, you know, at the end of the show, if all that shit hadn't blown up, I heard that Chris was out there signing autographs for like an hour after the show. It would have been cool to, really meet him as opposed to the night I met him way back in '90. That he was cool, but he was in and out. I was talking mainly to him, and actually I did talk to Matt Cameron briefly too. Just said hello, but yeah, crazy stories, man, crazy stories.
Speaking of meet and greets, that's what I'm doing on Tuesday.
Yeah, you going to Mastodon?
Yeah, Mastodon and Ghost. And
Nice.
But yeah, we got meet and greets for Mastodon, which I mean they're the main reason I'm going. I mean,
Awesome.
fucking
Yeah,
incredible.
I was surprised at how heavy they were.
Dude, well, they still play a lot of older stuff in there. Like they played, of course, they played Blood and Thunder, but they also played Megalodon too, and they played some
Nice.
stuff off of Blood
Did they-
Mountain. They played Mother Puncher, which
Ooh, it's a good
that
one.
riff.
They've done March of the Fire Ants fairly regularly too, I believe.
They didn't do March of the Fire Ants on this one, which I was kind of surprised by, but they did go through a lot of different albums and stuff. They squeezed in a lot of stuff from Hush and Grim, which I was all for.
Well, wait a
I
minute.
still-
When did you
Yeah, I
when did
still
you see
go-
them?
I'm sorry.
When did you see them?
I saw them with Opeth, and that was
Oh, that's right. That's right.
God, how
About
long
2
ago?
months ago. About a month and a half ago.
Something like that. Yeah, maybe I don't know. Maybe
April.
maybe it was April. Yeah,
Yeah, it was probably April. Yeah.
but
Yes.
yeah, they squeezed
Okay.
in. God, I want to say. Let me think here. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's like 5 tracks they threw in from Hush and Grim, but they had a long set. So, and they even squeezed in the Czar from.
Yeah,
and
that's a long song.
Oh,
Yeah, how
dude,
long's that? Like 12 minutes?
13 minutes and some odd change, I think.
Yeah.
They
Amazing.
played that. They played that when I saw them. It was
Yeah, I haven't
Dude.
seen
Oh,
since. God, when was the last time I saw? Once More Around the Sun. I think was the last time I saw him.
I saw them last time with
24.
Clutch.
Go ahead.
Yeah, when Clutch played, they were the headliner. It was for that date they were. It was like one of those shared headlining deals. Clutch, they pretty much announced like today is legit the anniversary of the self-titled album, so we're gonna have some fun. And they played I think Droid, Escape from the Prison Planet, and of course Space Grass, just so the entire crowd could go fucking nuts. And it was like, hey, your weed's legal here.
Yeah. Did any of you other guys? I think you started to say, Ryan, you got to see Mastodon.
No, I'm a fan of Mastodon, but never got to see them.
oh, they're heavy live.
Yeah.
So
I've seen-
you seen them
I've
Ben or
seen
no?
them twice.
Yeah.
I saw them back in 2005 and 2013. I saw them at
wow.
Ozfest back in
Yeah.
2005.
Well, wait, what was
And I saw
2005? Which album was that?
Leviathan.
2013, I saw them at Mayhem Fest. It would have been in Scranton,
Oh, we
PA.
lost Ryan.
No, but what was that 2005 show? Was that for Leviathan?
It was Ozfest
Blood
I
Mountain.
think it was. It must have been
Yeah.
Leviathan.
because they were playing songs off of that. They were just it was just that and Remission stuff.
Yeah, the first time I saw him was Blood
Yeah.
Mountain. I
Yeah.
saw him for what's the big popular one? Crack the Sky.
Crack the Sky. I saw
I
them
saw
with
him for
Death
that
Clock.
one.
I know their first album
Because-
I have. Their first album I have is that I got from them is The Hunter.
It's a good album.
Okay. Yeah, I saw him for that
Good-
tour with they were out with Opeth and Ghost on that one, strangely enough. So they
I
like
missed
to work
that one.
together. And then I saw him
So,
again
yeah.
for Once More Around the Sun.
So yeah,
Okay.
when I saw him back in 2005 at Ozfest, you remember Fuse TV?
Yeah.
Yeah, back when it was rock.
Yeah. Well, the lady from Fuse TV was there at the time, and God, I
Julia.
can't think of the band members' names. Is it Brian? I can't remember.
Brian.
Ron Daler.
Ron.
Yeah, it was. I think it was Braun. He comes out stark naked,
Nice.
and it was funny. So they hold him out. Yeah, they literally hold him out away after he came out stark naked for that Fuse TV lady.
Did you guys
Yeah,
ever
yeah.
see? Did you guys ever see the picture of Braun that was going around Instagram about 6 or 8 months ago? That
What was it?
it's of him as a kid in the kitchen getting a pizza out of the oven, and it showed up on like 80s. You know how like there'll be Instagrams out there like I grew up in the 70s, I grew up in the 80s, that kind of like Instagram account. Well,
Yeah.
and then they show shit like TV shows and video games and music bands and stuff from that era. Well, there was one that showed up, and it was a picture. I didn't know this. It was a picture of Braun, and it said, "Yeah, Mom, this is my '80s metal look," or something like that, right? And I'm like, "Yeah, that dude has a YouTube channel. I saw him. I posted a comment because somebody's like, that's Braun Daler from Macedon." I'm like, "Nah, dude, that's some dude. He has a YouTube channel." And get this shit. About a, an hour later, it says, I get a like a whatever reply to my post, and it says, "No, dude, that's really me. That it's me for real." And it was from Braun Daler,
Damn.
and it was the real legit Braun Daler, the blue check mark one.
He's hilarious from what
Oh,
I've
yeah.
seen. Like he constantly cracking jokes. Like he showed up like for the Grammys in the like balloon suit. Like it's just a like
All
suit and
balloons.
jacket that all have like different colored balloons.
Right.
As the pattern.
Well, they did that thing back when Hush and Grim was coming out, and he dressed up like Bozo the Clown and was driving around town in his hot whatever that is, El Camino or whatever that car is, Chevelle or whatever. Yeah, he's a fucking funny dude. And then Troy did the funny one where he went out crab fishing.
Dude. Dude, my favorite one honestly was when they did the whole cooking thing for the medium rarities.
Yeah, they're breaking.
It's okay to make mistakes.
Or what was the one with Kelleher? Kelleher was the one where it was like everybody was chasing him around while he was running
The
around.
jogging cult.
That was it. Like the workout cult or whatever.
Dude, those were priceless. And it's interesting
funny.
because like you listen to the album, it's very serious.
Oh,
but
yeah.
they definitely have a lot of fun. Like honestly, like I if I get a chance to talk to Bill, I want to fucking talk about some Star Wars shit because I know he's a giant fucking Star Wars nerd. He's got IG-88 tattooed in his arm.
Does he really? Oh, yeah, that figures, man. Yeah, they seem like they're probably killer dudes to meet and hang out with. Although, how much, you've been to a couple of these, I've been to a few, and you really, for the bigger bands like that, you rarely get much time. You get, the photo op, and you get maybe like 2 or 3 minutes to chat at them, and then it's kind of over,
It's sometimes you get like the assembly line ones where you just like a shake, photo.
That was
Rush.
Rush. Yeah, for me, that was Rush. Yeah,
that was Cannibal Corpse and Behemoth for me, and a Monomarth. But sometimes you get like
Mars killer.
the legit like cool experience, like when I got to meet Devin Townsend and Animals as Leaders. Like Devin Townsend entered the room getting a fucking piggyback ride from Javier Reyes from Animals
That
Leaders. He
makes
was just
sense.
like, "Hey guys," and like he came up and like legit was just bullshitting with us, and like just like legit conversations.
Yeah, he's super fucking cool. I met him once after Epicloud show, and he was so cool.
And Opeth was that way too. Like we were getting like the whole spiel from the people running the meet and greet, and then they pretty much just said, "All right, if you turn around, you'll notice Opeth is right behind you." And we're like, "Oh shit!" And yeah, they were just like literally just kind of floating around the crowd, shaking hands, bullshitting. Like fucking Frederick was giving my brother-in-law pointers about guitar and like pedals and stuff.
Yeah.
I get a BS with Michael Ockerfeld about like old school Scorpions albums. Like, dude, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, I love those old Scorpions albums.
Got to talk to Axelrod. And was like, dude, like first off, Bloodbath fucking rules. But
yeah.
those Opeth too.
Yeah, I've hung out with the Opeth guys quite a bit. Although it was kind of funny, the last time I saw them was in New York City when they did that special Radio City show I think that was 16, was it, Nick? The special show they did at Radio City where they did 2 sets and they played By the Pain I See in Others, and they never played that before. And
I don't know.
I think it was I think it was 16. I'm pretty sure it was 16.
16 might have been the year I saw them too, because they were on tour with the Sword, and that was.
Well, wait a minute. When did Sorcerers come out?
Sorcerers. Fuck. Hold on.
2005, I think.
No, not that.
No, it's later than that. Like 2000. Well, hold on. 2016 or 17. That's my guess.
16. I think it's 16.
That's when because Joe Shred was supposed to go with us to that show, but he busted his leg. and he was laid up. He couldn't do it. So let me double check. 16. Yep.
Yeah. So I saw them in October or September up in New York City at Radio City. And that was the last time I actually like talked to the guys. But it was funny because we went to this place called Rough Trade Music. And if you went there, you could get in line and you bought a copy of Sorceress, you could get it signed and get your picture taken and all that shit. We get there and they're just standing behind these tables. And I had met Michael many, many times and he'd been out drinking with him. But I kind of noticed when he was looking at me, I was wearing a Killing Technology shirt and he kept looking at me like from a distance. When I got up there, he's like, "Hey man, I love your shirt." I said, "Cool, man." I said, you don't remember me, do you?" Because he just didn't register. He goes, "Look really familiar." But now keep in mind, back then I probably had a buzz cut, and I think when I'd seen him back in like '03, I had longer hair. So it ended up. Then I reminded him, like, "I'm Steve Wilson's buddy. Remember we talked about Blackest Eyes and Steve stealing that riff?" He goes, "Oh fuck yeah, now I remember totally." Yeah, he goes, and Steve Wilson ripped that riff off from me totally. The Blackest Eyes riff. That's my riff. He goes, that cunt stole that. He goes, "That cunt stole that riff from me." I need to talk to him about that. So yeah, they were cool. I mean, you couldn't really like hang out with them though because they were behind the table and there was a line.
This one they were just floating around, like they got everyone with the meet and greet, like just kind of rallied up. And we actually got a vinyl copy of Sorceress and got it signed for Shred since he couldn't go. He almost wept when we gave it to him.
That's
because he'd been like super depressed because this, like, he broke his leg in a car accident, like busted it at the hip, like at the ball, and they had to put him in traction or reset it. Well, he managed to recover from that, but little did he know that when they put him in traction, he developed an infection in the shin bone where they had to, straighten him out, and the bone became porous. And at the literal benefit that we had to raise money to help him with his medical bills and shit, he broke his leg there. But that essentially saved his life because it's like, if we hadn't got to this, it could have gone septic. So,
but
yeah, he had to get a fixator on his leg, like the pins and resetting it, the whole cage and everything. So he was essentially stuck. And really bummed out.
That was cool. You guys did that for him.
I would go over. That's before he moved in with me. I would go over there and just to hang out. We would fucking like watch bullshit on fucking TV and just hang out and jam some music, just to get him out of the funk because I know he was depressed. Like, because the only company he like had there was the nurse to come by and fucking clean up shit, and it was a pretty fucking nasty thing. Like, I had to put a plate in there. He also had the plate in the where you have the first break too. So I joke that he's a cyborg and I can't trust him because when the machines take over, it's like, no, you're going to be fucking one of them. So I have to fucking take you out first.
Let's see.
Hey, speaking of machines,
good.
That guy up there in the corner, that Zunko guy, I'm pretty sure he's AI. Pretty sure.
Fuck. I knew it.
I knew it, man. I knew it.
Frederick Zunko.
I think he's probably like a shark, one of those invertebrate mammals, or not mammals, one of those invertebrates of the sea. Yeah, mammals, invertebrate mammals. Right there, you go.
They don't make those.
They don't. Let me put it this way, man. My college education was well spent on something like that. Yeah. Nah, man. Go ahead, Ben.
Oh no, you're talking about how Spreadboard, right? How he broke his leg. Yeah, that happened to me 5 years ago in 2017 at work. I was in a freak accident at work, and I was just in a rush to get out of there because, it would have been the beginning of my weekend. And I was on a pallet runner, and I lost control of it, and, well, I got caught underneath some steel, and it broke my leg at the time.
Oh, fuck.
So
what was it?
That was pretty. It was pretty brutal because I had to get 3 pins in my leg, or 3 pins in my right leg, I do have a plate in my leg too, kind of similar. I mean, I did recover pretty quick. I mean, I started walking. This happened in August of 2017. I started walking again around December of 2017, so I did
Wow.
recover fairly quick from that.
Yeah.
But
What fell on you?
yeah, it's definitely brutal though. I mean,
What fell on you, Ben?
how old am I?
No, what fell on
fell?
What fell on you?
Okay, I was on a. Okay, you know those pallet jack runners, the stand up ones?
Yeah, the stand-up ones. Oh.
Yeah. And I lost control of it. Well, I was in a
Oh.
rush too to get out that night because I wanted to get the weekend started at the time.
Right.
So I was rushing around, and we had been working like 12-hour days every day prior to that. So I was probably feeling a tad burned out too, and I lost control of this pallet runner, and I got caught underneath some still at work where I used to work at the time, and my leg got caught underneath some still, and I heard the snap. I'm like, oh shit, this ain't good. But when it snapped, I didn't feel it right away. I'm like, probably because I had so much adrenaline in me,
Sure.
just trying to get out of there. So I didn't feel it, and I knew I broke it. And I even tried standing myself up to see if I could actually walk. And I'm like, I'm fucked, you know.
Did they find you at fault for the accident, or did they say it was no fault, or what?
Well, what happened was a coworker found me, and they called the ambulance, and well, ended up in the hospital that night, obviously. And
Right. Now, but I was a safety manager for 10 years, so I had to investigate things like that. Did they get into that with you at all, or did they pay your bills at all, or what?
well, I did get paid. Well, yeah, I did get short term if that's what you're saying, like
Right.
short term disability or whatever the hell you call it. I did get that. So yeah, I got approved for that, obviously, because I mean I couldn't walk.
Right.
So I'm still getting paid, obviously, and
You didn't try to get a work. You didn't try to get like a work comp suit or
workman's
anything
comp.
like that.
Workman's comp. That's
You
what I'm
got
trying
work
to say.
comp. Yeah, work comp. Right. Right.
Yeah,
Did you try to get a
yeah.
workman's comp lawsuit against them or anything, or no?
I'd thought about it, and well, the company ended up leaving me go anyways, which I probably should have countersued on part, or I probably should have
Yeah.
sued.
Yeah, I'd have thought about it at that point. Wow, that's a bummer, dude. You're lucky, man. I've seen
Yep.
them actually. I've actually seen footage of them falling on people and fucking killing people.
Right,
They're dangerous. They're real dangerous to be on. I actually worked in
they are.
a styrofoam cup manufacturing company back in college, and
Yeah,
we drove these things called squeeze lifts, and they basically were a forklift with two like squeezer paddles on vertical squeezer paddles that would do like, let me see if I can do this. If
right.
you drive up to these boxes, where is it called? You drive up like this, the boxes would be in between the paddles, and then you'd squeeze them like this, then you pick up the stuff and take them out. Because these
Yeah,
styrofoam boxes were in giant, or these styrofoam cups were in giant, big cardboard boxes, like 2,000 to a box or something. That's how you bulk ship them out in like uh, trailers, tractor trailers,
right.
right? And one day I was there at work, second shift, and there was an emergency call over the loud system, and a girl that worked in my crew had her legs sitting outside the seat, like she had her leg out on the side of the fucking uh, forklift, right? And they were battery powered. They weren't gas. They were battery powered. So she had like
Yeah. Oh
she was
shit.
she was sitting with her right foot on the pedal, but her left foot was like outside the confines of the cab,
Yeah.
and she drove by a steel girder and caught her fucking leg in it and ripped a massive fucking hunk of her leg off.
Oh.
Yeah, like we're talking like a scallop wound of her thigh that was probably like
Yeah.
2 or 3 inches of meat, 2 inches of
Ooh.
meat into the blood vessels, all that shit. She almost bled out there. They
Ooh.
did save
Oh,
her. They saved her. I didn't see it. Like I was told afterwards by guys that were down there, like they're like, dude, I've never seen anything so fucking scary ever.
That is scary, man.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So crazy shit.
I've seen some legs mangled in fucking mosh pits and shit, but nothing,
yeah.
nothing like that.
Oh yeah,
man.
you told me about the one dude that broke his leg, right?
Dude,
Last
that. Well, I mean, there's a couple of those, but the ones that stick out, the dude obituary, the weird lineup I told you about, was obituary, pallbearer, skeleton witch, and dust bowl.
Yeah.
All very different bands, but yeah, like 2 songs into obituary, and this dude came out of the mosh pit, and his leg was in the shape of a fucking question mark.
Ooh, shit.
Wow.
Oh, dude, like my brother-in-law and I still talk about that one because he came by like a couple of days later because he was in town to see his family, and we're just sitting out in the deck bullshit. I was like, dude, did you see like how fucked up that dude's leg was? Like, dude, did you see his ankle? I was like, nah, man, I was looking at how fucked up his leg looks. Like, dude, his ankle was at like 90 degrees. Like, oh, God.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh, man, bad. And then there was the dude at Jungle Rot here in Toledo, like, got blindsided in the pit, and his leg snapped, like, just above the ankle, and it went floppy. And he just sat, like, he tried walking on it, and it flopped over. I saw it. John was close enough to hear it break. Like, he was right by the dude, and he was just like, dude, oh my God, that is so fucking broken. He just sat down at the bar, like, I'm just going to watch the rest of the show, until his buddy fucking came out and was like, we're going to the hospital. Like, no, man, it's fine. I'm just going to finish watching this. I was like, shut the fuck up. We're going to the hospital.
Yeah, that's nuts right there. I don't think I've ever seen like a major injury at a show that I can recall. The worst thing I ever saw though was a full scale fucking knockdown drag out by 2 giants erupted at the 1983, yes, 1983 Motley Crue, Rat, and Accept show. And right before Motley came on, it was raining like crazy. We were outside. We were all soaking wet. There was lightning delays and shit. And all of a sudden, man, these 2 fucking 6'5" dudes just erupt. And we're talking a throwdown. They're going at each other. You know, and I of course went like the opposite direction because I'm like, I ain't getting in the middle of this shit. No thanks.
You didn't place bets? You should have placed bets.
No, man. Those dudes were way too. I mean, they were almost a good foot taller than me. I'm like, yeah, I'm not. You know, like you know how it is. Like everybody clears out, and the next thing you know, everybody's screaming. Yeah, you know, they're like, because let's not fool ourselves. We human beings love violence. It's just what we do.
Yeah.
We do. And when shit like that breaks out at a show, even if you are against it or whatever, if you're smart, you're not going to get in the middle of something fucking psycho like that because you don't know if they're carrying a knife back then.
Yeah.
You don't know if they're... Christ, even back then, you could have fucking walked in with a gun to a show probably. But you just don't know. And, you know, you don't want to get fucking embroiled in something where you get dragged into it and you get arrested or, you know, that kind of dumb shit.
Right.
I don't recall seeing any major injuries at a show. Thankfully, I'm glad I didn't.
I've seen a fair amount, like, you know.
I almost saw a death at the show once.
Really?
Ozfest 2004 in Pittsburgh. Well, we actually thought this guy was dead. It was oh jeez. Yeah, there was a guy in the lawn passed out. He had been drinking all day, and it was really hot that day, too. So these 2 young punk kids decide to be, obviously, 2 young punk stupid kids, and they try catching the guy on fire as he's passed out in their lawn.
You're fucking kidding me, dude. That's insane.
No, it happened.
Now that I'd get involved in.
Well, those kids obviously got hauled out, so... But the guy ended up being okay, though. They got him, resuscitated, and he was fine then.
Yeah, that's one of the that's a good object lesson in why you should not get fucking hammered at big festivals or anything. But I mean,
Right.
especially those outdoor festivals. If you're a guy that passes out easy from over drinking, you're asking for all kind of trouble.
Yeah.
Yep.
And
I don't like drinking at concerts.
Like the last time I drank at a well, I mean, all right, not counting MDF because we ran into one of our fans from Australia, and yeah, Frederick, your people, they can drink.
Yeah, they can.
Dude, this dude James Parker, awesome fucking kid, super knowledgeable about like, movies, music. He was like, dude, he was wearing flip flops the entire time. He had a Burger King fucking crown that he got at Burger King. Wore at the show, but yeah, he just kept like, oh, would you like a drink? Like, I don't drink it. So I was like, come on, I want to get you like one drink. He finally snuck up, fucking got me a drink during Mortician's set. It was like, listen, it's been hot out though, right? This would be refreshing, and it was legit awesome.
Nice,
but yeah, dude, he was fucking smashed every fucking day.
Was he really?
Oh, but he was like, dude, I've talked to him since. Like, dude, I remembered all that shit. It was like, hey, you're fucking lucky, man. You got a younger liver than me. I got tore up one night there, but that was because we got rained out with all the fucking storms. Like, yeah, that's every time I've been to Maryland here lately, there's been a tornado warning.
Was that the Friday night? I think it was Friday night, wasn't it?
Yeah, Friday was all the storms because
that was the day the kid jumped off the thing too. I think, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Oof.
Yeah.
It was also
that you can scratch up as the worst thing to happen at a concert for sure.
Yeah, I mean, that was terrible. And it was also the same day as the autopsy pit romance.
Oh yes, the pit romance. Did you know about that, Frederick?
What?
Did you know about the pit romance at the Maryland Death Fest during Autopsy set?
No.
Oh,
you didn't? Oh, well, you gotta tell him about it, Nick.
Well, I wasn't like, all right, when Autopsy was on, we were still watching them, but we were lined up for Cavalera because, I mean, I wanted to hear all those classic songs. I didn't find out about it until the next day. And Autopsy was on, like, Metal Sucks, Metal Injection, all that shit, and it was about something that went on in MDF. It was like, what? Apparently, like, in the middle of the circle pit, in front of Autopsy, some dude just laid down and his girlfriend dropped trow and he had himself a snack.
I don't even think it was his girlfriend, dude. From what I heard, I don't think it was his girlfriend.
Yeah, I think Nick told the story before, and she was, was she a fat chick?
Yeah, she was larger.
She was large. There was a lot of real estate on that back end.
She wasn't she wasn't massive.
No, she wasn't massive, but he looked like he was having fun.
But seriously, like, which one of us wouldn't be jealous of that guy to take a girl like that home to mom?
Dude, first off, like when we brought it up, it was like, listen, that was how long into the day at the fucking, and this was.
Here it comes. Here it comes. This is gonna be great. Go ahead, Nick.
Dude, I know my crotch was fucking sour. I can't imagine. Like there was one pristine crotch in the entire parking lot.
What did you say to me when you heard about it? You said,
I also said, like, dude, I get it, man. The fucking concert food's fucking expensive. So, he was hungry.
No, but you said to me when I brought it up to you, you're like, that'd be like getting into a hot tuna melt.
Oh, no. It's like prying open a fucking grilled cheese sandwich.
Tuna melt. You said a tuna melt.
Tuna melt? I don't know. Dude, we made so many gross comparisons to that because we're just like, because I saw the video. It was like every time someone tried to remove it on TikTok, they fucking uploaded it right back. I was like, oh.
Yeah, it was rough. I only managed to get through it once. I'm like, it's good enough. I'm good now.
Yeah, you can see like one dude on the looking, just going. Like he stops circling and he just like.
You know what was more disturbing though was the like 25 people that circled out and all started staring and taking pictures and video and shit. You're like, come on, man.
It's like a car wreck. You can't look away.
It's like, okay, I got to document this for my trip to Maryland Death Fest.
Why do you even need to document it? That's etched in my fucking memory now.
Exactly. Yeah.
So So you guys are on TikTok also?
No.
I'm
I mean,
not.
I am.
I
but,
think
I don't want to go to TikTok.
I think Jim and John is on there, and I keep harping. I was like, dude, you're too old for TikTok.
Yeah.
You're like so
Me too.
fucking too old for TikTok,
Could be
which is why I'm not
44.
getting on there.
Yeah.
I'm so sick of these. What are they called? Shorts or whatever, like on Instagram, and now they're on
It's just
YouTube
stupid.
now. It's like
Yeah.
well, it's a symptom of where we are at as a civilization, where you
Yeah.
can't
Yeah.
you
It's
you
just-
you need something in an incremental tiny little bite, and then you're on to the next thing, and nobody wants to invest any time in anything that
Microdosing.
That's
microdose. There
very
you go.
Yep.
No, I haven't bothered with the YouTube short thing. Like, I know, like I've seen Metal Meltdown do it for just like a couple of things. But
Those are
I
kind of
just
funny though.
yeah. Oh, well, he's fucking. That dude gives no fucks. And he's fucking hilarious. But yeah, I just like I don't know. I'm still more of a long form guy. Like I like talking for long periods of time, just talking about multiple things.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
I can't 16 seconds. What the fuck am
Yeah,
I
you're
gonna say
gonna-
in 16 seconds?
You get like 2 words out.
Yeah, or
This-
like unless I was like, I'm gonna squeeze in a dick joke real quick.
This album good. Bye.
Much good metal guitars.
Frederick Zunko, badass.
Australian, he's venomous.
I should just put
Frederick
it like
Frederick Zunko, you call that a knife?
I'll show you a knife.
I hear most Australians are born with a machete in hand. Like that's a fact. That's a stat.
Well, put it this way: I'm not an Aussie. I'm not Aussie.
He's
I'm
actually English. That's right. He's English.
I'm European.
He just
Oh.
moved down there when he was young, so he got the accent easy now.
Oh, so you don't have a birth machete? That's
Yeah, he's
terrible.
he's not legit, man.
No. This is my only machete that I have.
like I said, Frederick, you call that a knife? Eh.
Yeah, so I'm not Aussie. I'm European. So, but I live in Australia. So you could say that I am Aussie, but not a full blood Aussie.
Be back in
Yeah,
a minute, guys.
You're not born and bred.
Yeah. No
Damn.
birth machete.
No birth machete. No.
Hey Nick, did I tell you what happened last night during the stream with Austin?
No.
So I had 2 fucking fuck ups that never happened before me in a stream. The one was my own fault. I precipitated it and I timed things a little wrong. But the first one, so I get on with Austin. We're talking. We're about 10, 12 minutes in, and I start to go into my history spiel, right? And I'm like, Austin, my screen's going to go black, but you'll hear me talking. He's like, yeah, okay. I said, unfortunately, I got to use the notes on my phone, and I haven't figured out a way easily to, I don't have 2 phones, so that's just how we're going to do it, right? So I jump off, and I start talking. I start doing my thing. Next thing I know, I hear, like, the music from Austin, like, in the background, like, really getting louder and louder. And I'm talking, and I'm like, hey, Austin, can you turn that down a little bit? Hey, Austin, can you turn that down a little? Austin, can you turn that down a little bit? Nothing. I jump back into the screen. I'm like, dude. He's like, oh, there you are. I said, yeah, I told you I was going to read the history. He's like, well, when are you going to start? I said, I've been doing it for like 3 minutes. Didn't you hear me? He's like, nope. That's why I turned music on. I'm like, oh, fuck. So it turns out all the times I did it before worked fine. But last night, I don't know if StreamYard changed something. I have no idea. But I could not do it. Now, I did it for Enslaved Part 2 on September 1st. I did it, but I could not do it last night. So that was the first funny fucking thing. The second thing, we're getting towards the end of the stream, and Serge calls me. And I'm like, oh, fuck. And it's like 11:30, something like that. We've got 2 more albums to go. And I'm like, I hit do not disturb or whatever. And Serge texts me and goes, dude, I'm in the green room at the Porcupine Tree show. Richard wants to talk to you. So Serge went to Porcupine Tree last night. I was supposed to go. Remember, I had tickets to that,
Oh,
and I just too sick. It's
yeah.
not happening for me. And so it ends up that Richard gave us upgrade us to eighth row, center stage, eighth row for the show, and he gave us after show passes. So, you know, of course, Serge went after the show, and he's back there with Mike Portnoy, who was there. Okay. And Portnoy's talking to Gavin Harrison and my Serge and an ex-girlfriend of mine who flew out from LA also went to the show and she was there. So I'm like, hey, Austin, I gotta do something real quick. Just fill up space for a couple minutes. I'll be right back. I should have just told him I had to take a shit or I had to take a piss or something like that and just said, hey, do whatever you need to do. Just keep people entertained. We had about 15 people watching. I jump off and I get on the phone and I'm watching the clock and it's like 5 minutes, 6 minutes, and all of a sudden I get a text from Austin. Hey dude, where are you? I'm like, fucking A, man, not again. So I had to jump off the phone from Richard like quick. I'm like, God, dude, I gotta go. So, but I got to talk to him for about 4 or 5 minutes last night, which was great.
There you go.
And Serge, then I kept Serge after I got off with my stream at 12:30. I kept Serge company all the way home last night from Philly to New York. That was kind of cool.
Cool. Nice.
And then I got one last story for you. I swear, guys, it's a quick one.
I want to grab a smoke for this one because I sense it could be a long story. Jeff.
No, it's not a long story. You know already about this story.
All right, you're on the clock. I want to see what a short story from Jeff is like.
Okay, well, it happened this afternoon. You want to see my short story? All right. So I'm on with Austin last night, and we get done, and he says to me, "Hey, dude, tomorrow at 3 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon, be available to get on Zoom with me." And I'm like, "Zoom? What? Okay, well, why?" And he goes, "I want to show you something, but I have to show you tomorrow." I'm like, "Okay." Now, the weird thing is that when we were putting this deep dive together, I talked to him on Thursday and he asked me if I could do a Zoom. And then he called me back later and said, "Hey, it's off. I can't do it today." A friend of mine came by the studio or something like that. Anyway, long story short, I get up at 1:30 and he's like, "Hey, here's the link for the Zoom call today." And I'm like, "All right, well, can you give me a hint what's up?" I said, "You're not pissed at me for the two absences last night for a couple of No, 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 no." So I get on, I call him, and he's like, "Hey, what's up, man?" And we're talking a few minutes. And he goes, "Hey, hold on 1 second." And he goes black on his screen, and he says, "Hey, Ivar, are you there?" And I'm thinking, Austin knows all kinds of fucking Norwegian dudes. So the fact that he said Ivar meant absolutely nothing to me. Like it didn't register at all. The next thing I know, I hear this voice go, "Yeah, I'm here." And all of a sudden, Austin shows up and this other guy shows up, right? And I look right away and I'm like, holy motherfucking shit. Are you kidding me? Guess who he fucking had on the Zoom call with me?
Ivor from Enslaved.
You got it, dude.
Damn.
I talked to Ivar. I talked to Ivar for 30 minutes today via Zoom. And newsflash breaking on Metal Ben right now.
Okay.
Looks like there's gonna be an interview either late this week or early next week or this weekend. Like a full-fledged 45-minute to an hour interview, because we got talking and I hit him with a bunch of questions. He's like, "Man, that's a good question." He goes, "You're pretty good at this." So I said, "Well, does that mean you'll do an interview with me?" He said, "I'd love to." So we'll get that squared away with. And how about it? I sent this picture to this is the funny part, Nick. I sent it to you. I sent it to Rick. I sent it to Brian. I sent it to Serge. I sent it to Jake, Kellen, and Peter. And there were only 3 of you guys got it right. Brian writes back and goes, "Is that Santa Claus?" I'm like, "What?" I said, "Are you serious?" I said, "No, but it's a little frosty in here." And he goes, "I'm still not getting it." Jake didn't know who it was. Serge, of
Wow.
course, didn't know who it was. Yeah. Jake didn't know who it was. Jake did not
Okay.
know who it was until I gave him the Frosty hint. And then I said, yeah, it's getting kind of frosty out east here. And he goes, wait a minute. Is that Evar? I'm like, yeah. Rick got it. Peter got it. Kellen didn't get it. Yeah, man. So it was like, you got it.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
dude.
yeah.
Dude, I have such tremendous respect for Eva. Like, dude, one of the best song fucking writers like in black metal. Flat out.
I told him that I was fanboying pretty bad. I tried to keep it relatively
would've.
in check, but I was like, in between the questions, like, hey, do you prefer Kemper over amps or real, tube amps, and I asked him what his favorite Rush album was, and I'm pretty sure he and I are probably destined for marriage after this, but he said Hemispheres, so.
Oh, that's my favorite too.
There you go, Ben. Maybe you and I are destined for marriage. You never know, huh? We're a lot close. We're a lot closer than Ivar and I are. So, but yeah, man. So I got to hang out with Ivar Bjornsson this afternoon. How fucking cool is that?
That's
really
fucking
cool,
awesome.
That's really cool.
You probably saw that, Nick, and you're like, "What the fuck,
Dude?
on,
Like
man.
legit. Like I was over at my mom's and we were talking, and shit like that, and I just saw it. It was like, the fuck. But yeah, like we were getting ready to head back to the house because we wanted to squeeze in one.
Oh
more
no, that's
review.
cool. Yeah.
And after we were finished, like, oh yeah, no, I got to get back. And fucking Jeff was like, holy shit, is that legit who I think it is? And he's like, yeah, it is.
Bizarre, man. Like,
you figure too, he was like 12 or 13 back when
right?
he started demoing for Enslaved.
Yeah, I think he's 43 or 44 now. I think
He's around my age.
Yeah, he's your age, your guys. Which is funny because we're talking, and Austin's only 40. He's 39. He's turning 40. And I found out too that Austin's birthday is the day before my birthday, which is crazy. But we're talking, and I said something to Ivar, and I said something about an older album. I might have brought up Viking Liger Veldy or something like that. He says, well, we were all very young back then. I said, speak for yourself. Speak for yourself, Ivar. I said, I was, what year did that come out? 94?
Oh, God.
90, yeah, I think it was 90, 93, I think. I could be wrong.
You're right, 93 or 94. So I'd have been almost 30.
I have a 94.
Yeah, 94 is right. Yeah, I think I was.
I would have been 14.
Yeah.
Back in 93.
Yeah, I would have been. Fuck, help me with math here. I'm struggling. 66, 76, 86, 96. So I'd have been 28. And he goes, how old are you? I said, 56 going on 57. He's like, you are the old man here. I said, yes, I am. And you look at Ivar. Ivar looks like he could be like 78 or 48 or, he looks like he looks like he belongs living in a forest with a bunch of troll.
That's perfect.
What do they call those things when you have like a, what's his name? Dobby was one of them, the house elf. But what are those things that a familiar?
A familiar.
Yeah, he looks like he should have like 20,000 familiars following him around in the woods.
Yeah.
But yeah, super fucking cool guy. I mean, I honestly, dude, you said, Nick, you'd been shitting yourself. When I saw him, I'm like, oh fuck. And I'm like, what do I do? Like, what do I say? Like, I'm not even sure what the hell to say. But you know me, I'm never at a loss for words, so I figured something out.
I mean,
all right, that's the end of my story.
Yeah, hold on. I didn't even time you. Fuck, I should have timed you. I just want to see, let's see what a short story is.
I was thinking, what, about 3 minutes, guys? Maybe
about
4.
It might have been a little bit longer.
I didn't time it. I'm gonna say about 6:50. Maybe I'm wrong on that.
Ah, damn, Ben, you're you're crushing my soul, man.
You know what? I'm just gonna give him a flat 7 on that. So,
you fucker, you.
Well, compared cool song.
Compared to the Soundgarden story, that was a very short story.
That was all right in comparison.
The Soundgarden one was like 15.
Yeah, I know. I could. But you had to hear all those details. Like you couldn't have gotten through the rest of the night without knowing all the details. You know.
I mean, actually, I'll hold on to that Soundgarden one because that was a fucking hilarious story.
All those juicy details.
I will be back in just a moment.
Nah,
So
man.
checking out the chat room here, we got an Annie Carmel. Annie Carmel. Boo. Yes, I
Wait a
would.
minute.
Break those bones. Never seen that name around here before.
Annie.
Yeah, I sent
Carmel.
her a thing.
You don't know her? I don't know her.
No, she's in a chat I'm in. So
Oh,
She's in a chat you're in. Okay. I
Is
was
she
gonna say she's probably here for the good looking one. That's it, Frederick.
Oh, no, fuck off.
yeah, she's probably here for Ben.
She's what?
She's probably here for Ben.
She's
He's the
flirting with
good-looking one.
Ben. Oh man. Are you saying I'm an ugly old guy? Is that what you're
No,
saying?
you're
Why?
not.
Is that-
then we got Crane, Jess.
Speed King. Speed King
Yeah.
is here.
Any of you guys in bands? I wouldn't really call what I do a band, more of a project.
Yeah, that's right. You just dropped a new song, dude. I listened to it.
Yep, I
Pretty
did.
fucking ripping, man.
Thank you.
When are you gonna
Trying
get?
to.
When are you gonna get a thrash vocalist?
It's weird. I've been actually thinking about doing the vocals myself. Don't know how that's going to actually turn out because I don't really consider myself a vocalist.
No, you won't know till you record it and listen back to it, right?
Yeah. I mean, I got old demos from years and years ago where I am doing the vocals. That
I
stuff's
say-
never going to see. That stuff's never going to see the light of day because it's very badly.
Right.
It's very badly recorded.
Nah, I
mean,
got
this is
you.
stuff- This is stuff I did way back in '99, 2000, years ago.
You know, the only demos I have are shit on, no joke, Metal Ben. All stuff on 4-track tape, like home
See,
4-track tape record.
Yep. See, that's how I recorded my old demos.
Yeah, I have shit from like
Years
90,
ago.
94, 95, up to about, well, no, actually, hold on. I probably have shit, actually, now that I think about it, I think I have stuff from 86, 87.
Damn.
Yeah, I have a recording of me and an old friend who I haven't seen in a bunch of years, but we sat down one night drinking terrible beer, Coors Light, getting fucked
Yeah.
up, and we got our acoustics out,
Yeah.
and we did a ambient room recording of a song that I pretty much wrote like a day or two before that called "Tangled in the Web," and it is fucking crazy. We do these dual harmonies, him and I. And
Yeah.
I listened back to that song. Now I was only 25, 26, somewhere in that range, 24. And man, I'll tell you what, like it's fucking good. But I never got in a real studio or even got when digital came along, I was having kids and didn't have the money for recording stuff and they didn't sound bad. I wouldn't want to hear me now. I'm not very good now. My age and my illness have really ravaged my voice, sadly. But I used to sing in bands. I mean, why not give it a shot, dude? Just throw some vocals down, see what happens, and if you might surprise yourself.
I mean, I'm
Up to see
pretty
what I can
good.
do. I mean, it's been a long time since I've sung under a demo. I still actually have all my recordings too, like every one of them. It's
Yeah.
just they're never going to see the light of day because to me they're bad.
Wait, were you in a band before though? Weren't you in a band a while back?
I was in a band for a couple years, and I quit the band because I didn't like the direction they were going in. They were called Justifiable Sin. I actually have a couple recordings of that here too. And there's
Right.
actually a recording on Facebook.
No kidding.
Yep.
What year was this?
This
What
would
years
have
were
been
this?
2000. Okay, it was from 2011 to 2013 or 2014 that we did this.
Were you not
And
around here? You weren't around here then, right? You said.
No. It was actually in the area I live in, Anvil,
Okay.
like in
Oh,
the
Anvil,
Anvil
okay.
area, Anvil,
Okay.
Palmyra area. and we were called Justifiable Sin. We played a few shows too at the time, and probably why I hate deathcore so much, because we played with a bunch of deathcore bands at the time, and every band sounded exactly the same.
Man, you and me both, dude.
And we were the only band that had a unique sound compared to them.
Yeah, I just can't do that music. I'm just not into it.
I mean, Whitechapel's okay, but that's
who is
the same.
Who is? Oh,
Whitechapel.
is that what they call deathcore? Is that what's the difference between deathcore and metalcore? Like, what is or is it the same stuff?
It's pretty much
deathcore. Deathcore's a little more
guttural.
I call it generic death metal. I mean, it's definitely heavier than metalcore, but it doesn't mean it's better.
Yeah,
like what we did in my old band, it was more groove metal at the time.
Right.
It was kind of like a Pantera
Machine Head thing
type of thing.
Okay.
But we used the new metal hip hop vocals, which I absolutely hated. But I told the guy I would join the band and try to add something different to it at the time, which I did. I tried to make it sound a little more gritty and heavier, and I added guitar solos into it too, which a lot of those bands didn't do, when it comes to new metal. Not saying we were like new metal or not. I don't know. We were different.
So what is a band like? What's a Cattle Decapitation? What are they?
See, a lot of people would consider them death metal, I guess. Technical death metal. Probably technical death metal, right? But then again, they got the melodic vocals too.
Well, they have like that Travis guy does like 7 different voices in that thing. And that's just
impressive what he does.
Don't get me wrong. Before I say what I want to say, let me preface it by saying he's very talented. There's no question.
Yeah.
But that music just does not appeal to me at all. At all.
It doesn't really appeal to me anymore either.
It's too fucking frenetic and psychotic and just crazy, all the break beats and breakdowns and stuff. I know Nick probably likes them. Nick, what do you categorize Cattle Decapitation as?
I mean, it used to be like more like kind of gore grindy, but now I'd say it's almost like blackened death metal, kind of death grind. They're kind of their own thing, and I mean, riff wise, it's always all over the place, but Travis Ryan's vocals, like they really kind of make it their own thing.
Well, he's a great vocalist, but I don't really like him, if that makes any sense. It just doesn't, man. I've tried them a couple times, and they're great musicians and all that stuff, but man, I just cannot get into his vocals. When he does like those troll vocals and shit, almost like a troll.
I like those. Like
one band I can't stand is like Lorna Shore. I can't stand them.
Like,
oh yeah.
All right, I'm impressed with his ability, but it's just too much, and it sounds too processed. Like, I'm sure if you hear him live, it might be the way to do it, because I mean, what he can do is impressive. But I mean, like, it's just one of those bands I just can't get into. It's like, yes, they're brutal, they're heavy. They have their synthesizers fucking dined, and I'm not the biggest fan of like symphonic stuff, and it sounds artificial. Like that's my whole thing. Like the whole Lorna Shore thing, it sounds like so digitized and fake and triggered. It's heavy, but I could listen to like Flesh God Apocalypse or fucking Septic Flesh instead, and kind of get the same effect, except they're using real symphonies.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny. I was just listening to Flesh God Apocalypse the other day.
I was just talking to him with I went over for my nephew and my niece's birthday to go hang out with my brother-in-law, and we always talk about music, and we're gonna go see more shows. I mean, after fucking Mastodon, we're gonna go see fucking Meshuggah, Converge, and Torch. But we brought up Flesh God Apocalypse. It's like that's symphonic music, like metal done right. It's still brutal, it's still intense, and the symphonic arrangements are as like technical and like lavish as the music itself. And
yeah, that's one band I still enjoy actually, which is kind of weird.
He was talking about King. King's a damn good album, but I really liked Labyrinth. Labyrinth was the one that I really latched onto, and I like their early stuff too.
Yeah, I got the newest album. It's in my car actually right now.
I know which one you're talking about.
The one Actor King. Oh, it came out in I think it came out in 2019.
Which one was it? Hold on.
It's the only one I have on right now, but.
Where are you? Veleno.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good album. I like everything I've picked up by them. First two albums are definitely way faster, like more blast beaty. Like they started getting a little bit more groove, like right around Labyrinth and King. Lord Shore just can't get into though.
King's probably my favorite, to be honest.
King's damn good. Like that was where I think they kind of broke out a little bit more, because I even heard like people that were like not the biggest fans of extreme metal at all talk about that one. I was like, this is really fucking good. Like, I don't know about the vocals. Like, whatever.
Yeah, whatever.
You'll either adapt, or this will be the one thing that keeps you from fully enjoying it.
Adapt or die.
Yeah. Well, I mean, when it comes to metal in general, I mean, people are always going to complain about the vocals. It doesn't matter if it's death metal, black metal, power metal, traditional metal. People are going to complain about them.
That's an interesting thing, because I probably, being the old guy here, probably was the last guy to come into death metal. I probably got into death metal while guys like Nick and Ben were already into it, because they were in their teenage years. And and Freddie, I don't know about you, because you're more of a thrash dude, so maybe
harsh vocals too.
No, but I mean, as far as the harsh death type vocals, they're not usually there.
In '84, when Death released Scream Bloody Gore.
All right, there you go. So
and Autopsy and Pestilence and
the first. Wait a minute. Whoa! Hold on. Back up a minute. You want to check that year again, dude? Not '84.
Wait, it's 85 or 86.
That's when the demos came out.
The demos came out in 85 or 80s.
Manus demos.
Yep, I have the reissues of that.
It was actually 87 when Scream Bloody Gore came out.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because it came out after
85 was Possessed Seven Churches.
Possessed Seven Churches, yeah. All right, go ahead, Frederick. Now that I just proved you were a poser.
Fucking knew it. He's not one of us.
Frederick, what are you doing, man?
Bro, Freddie, I love you, man. You know I'm fucking with you.
I'll say the 80s. The 80s did.
All right, the 80s. All right, okay.
Wait, Altars of Madness was still 89 too.
Yeah, that's true.
Technically 86.
When did Deicide's first album come out? That was late 80s,
90.
Oh, it was 90. Okay.
God, that album's so fucking good. Dude, that Deicide show for the Legion show we went to.
Yeah, killer.
It's one of the single most brutal death metal sets I think I've ever seen. Like, they fucking bullet trained that shit.
I will say one thing about Glenn, man. He has maintained his voice in that gnarly fucking death thing, like, better than most.
He can still do the high shrieks too, like the alternating, like dude, like Dead But Dreaming is like up there with like one of my favorite songs by them, and dude, the whole set was perfect. Like they got through fucking Legion super quick because there was no breaks. Like he didn't really even talk to the crowd very much until the end, and then right into the set of absolutely essential ones, like of course, like Once Upon the Cross, Homage to Satan. God, I mean, Dead by Dawn. I mean, he went through like what all you want to hear. All right, I'll play that. Scars of the Crucifix.
Well, I saw an interview with him, fairly recent one that was done not too long ago, where he actually was fairly cool in the interview. He seemed pretty cool. But the guy was asking him like, "What's your opinion of like the newer death metal?" Blah blah blah. He's like, "Dude, I don't fucking listen to death metal hardly ever."
I saw that interview too.
Did you see that one? And
Yep.
and he goes, when I listen to music now, it's mostly Rush. That's the first name he said, Rush and
Yep.
Van Halen, like all these, like classic rock bands, Led Zeppelin, stuff like that. He's like, I rarely ever, I couldn't tell you anything about most death metal bands out there.
Yep.
I thought, that kind of makes sense.
Yeah, and he said the only reason why he doesn't listen to death metal too is because he doesn't want to sound like no other band.
Right, he doesn't want to take ideas from them. Yeah,
I mean,
right.
That makes sense.
Yep.
I mean, Deicide sounds like Deicide. Like, I mean, like I think the closest comparison musically you can probably make is maybe Vader, because they both have that very tight, rashy sound.
Right.
But, yeah, Deicide's always sound like Deicide, even on the shitty albums that I don't like.
I don't own any Deicide. I know that's probably sacrilege, but I just never got them. And
first three, I mean,
oh yeah,
those are the ones right there. Like, I mean, Legion, self-titled, and Once Upon the Cross. I mean, Serpent to the Light's pretty good too.
I still love that album.
But those first three, especially, like, I mean, if you like just the Florida sound and you just want to hear with more thrash metal in it, and I mean, like,
Frederick Cedars just perked up. It's like thrash.
Yeah, so it is. That thrashy, like Malevolent Creation. I'd even say like Monstrosity had a good thrashy side to them, but they really just became like, honestly, like one of my favorite bands in the entire band scene.
Yep.
Yeah, I love it. Impending Doom was a great album.
Oh, dude. The third album. God damn it. Brain.
From who?
Monstrosity.
No, I don't know them. I know them, but I don't know the albums.
Where is it? In Dark Purity. Album's amazing. Like,
I always forget it was Monstrosity's the one with Corpse Grinder, right?
Yeah,
it was for the first two albums.
Right.
And
I always in Massacre Massacre is the one with what's his name from Leprosy Era Death?
Cam Lee.
Cam Lee and what's his name? The Left to Die guy. The guy that's in Left to Die now.
Rick Ross, Terry Butler, and Bill Andrews.
Ross, yeah.
Yeah, I gotta briefly meet Rick Ross at that show that didn't happen because of the power outage. Mostly we just gotta sit around and BS with fucking Matt Harvey, which Matt Harvey's cool as fuck.
Was Roz cool, or was he kind of like abrupt?
He was cool. He was just floating around. He was like, "Hey, man," he pulled Matt aside, and just like, they're giving me information about the power outage and everything. So I don't know if you want to be the guy that goes out there and tells all these people. I was like, and Matt was like, "Fuck, I'll tell them. I've been out here long enough. I've been out here talking to everyone, so I got it."
Wow, that does suck, man.
I mean, it was, like, for the experience of just hanging out with Matt, because he's just a solid dude, like, fun to talk to. We talked about comics, talked about, like, horror movies and shit. Like, it was just a cool conversation. But, yeah, I mean, you could tell, I was like, man, I really wanted to play. Like,
Yeah. Well, that's the whole, you go through all that travel and all that stuff that you're doing, and it's like, that's kind of like the payoff for the day, other than getting the money at the end of the night, probably, I guess.
Well, the venue
was
cool enough to just let them go in there and like, hey, we'll set up some tables for you to sell your merch. Like, we'll bring them in. We got flashlights and shit. We can light up the place enough where they can see the merch. So we were able to go in there and BS with the bands for a little bit longer, buy some merch. Like, we bought, I got a Mortuous shirt. We got a BS with them, which I totally forgot. Their front man is an ex-member of Exhumed.
Oh, is he?
Everybody's still here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was
I'm
gonna say,
here.
did
Hello?
you freeze for a second?
Hello.
Yeah, I did.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
I'm here.
Can,
All right.
can we hear? Okay.
Yeah. Got to go in, buy merch, BS the bands a little bit. I mean, we knew Skeletal Remains, like we know those guys pretty well now.
Oh, that's right. They were on that too. I forgot.
Yeah, dude, those
That was a killer bill.
those
guys-
dudes are fucking road dogs. Like I can't,
Yeah.
because since we follow Chris and the other guitarist, he goes by Considered Dead on Facebook. Dude, they post pictures everywhere they've been. Like legit after, let's see, after MDF, they did a run in Mexico and Central America with Cannibal Corpse, and then they went out to, I believe, let's see, I'm trying to think of this. I think they went out to Europe, did Hellfest and some other fests, came back for a little bit, went out to Australia for a couple of dates, came back, and then they did the Left to Die tour, and I forget what. I think they're in South America, or they just got back from there. Like they just did like Brazil and fucking Colombia, I think Peru too. Talking to Chris, at MDF, and like we talked, of course, about the pandemic and all the shit. It's like, dude, like if anything, that kind of just put me in a high gear. I don't want to miss out on anything. Like I felt like we lost so much time. And granted, we were able to write some cool shit and put out an awesome album, but I want to be out touring on it, and
Right.
can't right now. It's just at that point it's like we couldn't. It wasn't safe. So
Right.
now that we have that opportunity, and let's take it. Let's go everywhere we fucking can.
Oh yeah, and they are killer road dogs, man. Those guys.
Great live band.
That band. Oh, I was gonna say I've not seen them. I've seen footage of them, and they're just killer live.
Dude.
What's the main guy's name? Mike?
No, Chris Munns.
Chris, that's it. Yeah. How old
Yeah,
is this guy? You
Skeletor.
think he is?
Skeletor Remains to me is like a modern day Morbid Angel.
Yeah.
Oh,
that, and I always say like Pestilence or Asphyx because he does the whole Michael Van Drunen style vocal. Like they're very raw and throaty, but he's not that old. Like he's younger than me, but a lot of people are.
Well, I was gonna say, dude, you're a fucking ancient fucking.
I am. I know. I should be worshipped as a ageless deity. Honestly,
Frankly, I'm gonna be honest with you. Besides Ivar Bjornsson, it's you that should be out there in the woods with familiars walking around. That's how old you are.
I mean, I may or may not own a dragon. Cannot confirm. Hold on here.
But-
Chris Monroe.
But here's the question, though. Here's the question, Nick. I mean, I
He's
know
only
you're trying
30.
to. I know you're trying to show off. I got a dragon and all this shit. But does your dragon breathe fire like Frederick's does?
No, it just kind of throws up.
Yeah, that's my thought.
I thought it was sick, but it turns out that's just a shitty power.
I do own a griffin.
What do you have, Fred?
A griffin.
A griffin.
A griffin.
My dragon can totally take that. Are you kidding?
I was gonna say griffins are kind of pussies, aren't they?
Well,
Oh,
not
there it
really
is.
pussies,
Oh,
but they're not a
okay.
dragon.
Oh, that's the three-headed thing, right?
No, a griffin is like
A
half
three-headed
lion,
griffin?
half eagle.
Oh, with the eagle thing. That's right.
Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty badass, dude. I gotta say.
You were thinking of a hydra.
I was thinking of Hydra. Yeah, yeah. All right, here's a question for all of you.
Okay.
One by one. We'll start with Ben, then we'll go to Wyatt, we'll go to Fred, and we'll come to Nick, all right? I want to know, and there's no fucking lying about this. There's no fucking, I don't want to hear that fucking pussy-ass shit. Did you, do you, have you, are you still playing Dungeons and Dragons?
Nope.
Never
Okay.
have.
That's a straight up answer. I don't play that shit.
What's that, Wyatt?
Never have.
Never have. All right. Frederick?
Yeah.
Here we go. Here we go.
Well, I do play RPGs, but not Dungeons and Dragons. I play like Final Fantasy. So would you consider that Dungeons and Dragons?
Hang on. Let me feed my nerdometer that information real quick here. Yeah, that's it. That comes back that you're 52% nerd.
Only 52%?
Yeah,
I think I'd
52.
score higher than that.
Well, here's the thing, though. He listens to only thrash metal, so
No,
that kind of
I don't-
offsets.
He listens to
no.
speed metal and
Hey,
black metal.
what's wrong with thrash metal?
No,
Jeff,
that's a mitigating factor. It makes it a better argument. Do you know what I mean? It makes it better. Like if Frederick owned Griffins and fucking D&D books and RPG games, and he listened to like Olivia Newton-John and the Bee Gees a lot, then I'd be like 20. I'd be like 97% nerd. But since he listened to thrash, I gave him 52.
no, I don't just
The only thing I'm really into is like J.R. Tolkien, Lord of the Rings type of stuff.
I gotta watch Rings of Power.
Beep, beep, beep. Sorry, Ben. The nerdometer went off.
Hey, that's what it is. I think it's fucking awesome.
I have legit so much Godzilla and Star Wars shit here. And I don't like comics. DC Comics.
Beep, 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 beep.
I'm gonna bury the fucking needle in that.
I'm sorry, Nick. Could you stop talking? The nerdometer will not shut off.
Recalibrate
Nerdometer.
Frederick wanted to say something though. We kind of interrupted him. Fred, what were we gonna say?
Sorry, go ahead, Frederick.
Okay, I do not just listen to thrash.
All right. Okay.
I listen to 80s death metal.
Okay.
I listen to 80s metal, like this album.
Like
There you go.
hairbands and stuff.
Which album?
Ha 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 ha!
This is sort of hair metal, but heavier than hair metal.
You
Band called
cheeky
Wings.
monkey, you.
So
right.
I listen to anything. I listen to 70s proto metal, hard
And-
rock.
And let's be
yeah.
let's be honest, Fred. You're leaving one name off the list. I noticed.
What's that?
You are the president, the reigning president of the Striper fan club, and you know you are. Don't lie.
Actually, Jeff, I do like Striper.
Hey, Striper rule.
I won't deny it.
Striper
I
is
love-
cool.
I love Striper, man. I love Striper. I like the old stuff, not the new stuff. I know the new stuff is heavy.
Oh, the new stuff's killer.
The new
But-
shit's fucking awesome. I can't wait till the new one comes out.
Yeah.
Right.
The only problem is I'm not loving Michael Sweet's voice anymore. But man, you give me To Hell with the Devil or Soldiers, I'm there, man.
I still love those albums.
They're good. They're killer.
Hell yeah, they're
Okay,
classic.
what's the cringiest Striper song to?
Oh
you guys?
my God! What's that one?
Is that one of their songs?
Honesty.
Honestly,
Yeah.
come on. There's another one though. What's the
Very
one
cringy.
off of What's the one off the second album? Is that Honestly?
Honestly,
Not
No.
second. Not second.
Wasn't that on
To Hell with the Devil. Yeah, To Hell with the Devil is Honestly. What was the
Oh,
terrible
yeah, there
song on Soldiers? Not Nick's like all of them.
Yeah, there was a bad ballad on there. Can't think of what the fuck it is.
Hold on, I'll find it.
I mean, I
It's
guess
called-
I don't want it in my search history.
All right, here it is. It's called is it called Waiting for a Love That's Real?
I think so.
Or was it called First Love? I think it was First Love. Like so
You know what?
lame.
It's bad.
But here's the thing. On
Is
that
that a
album.
song called "Waiting for Marriage"?
Oh, stop now.
Wait,
Just listen, you heathen. You just be quiet.
I
Um,
put that ring on your finger, and
listen,
5
that-
years later, we'll be divorced.
Soldier Under Command has Soldiers Under Command, which rips. It's got Makes Me Want to Sing. That's a killer fucking tune.
That's a killer track too. Yeah.
It's got The Rock That Makes Me Roll. Okay. It's got Together As One, which is good. Surrender, the song Surrender.
Ooh,
Oh,
Surrender is really good.
man, that fucking solo by Oz Fox. Holy shit, that's
Yes.
a ripper.
Really
That's
good
a
stuff.
ripper right there. And then you got oh shit, where'd it go? Look,
First
man.
Love.
Yeah, that song's kind of lame. To Hell with the Devil. Nick, have you heard To Hell with the Devil? Like, seriously?
No, like I've heard like individual tracks and then kind of pushed it out of my memory. I just
But
wasn't into it.
But you've never, have you heard the song To Hell with the Devil, that song?
That's a great
Oh
song.
God, I don't know.
Oh man, and the way on there by Oz Fox's Killer. What's the, you know what though? Looking at this now, I look at it. The first song's Abyss, which is just like an intro. Tell the Devil's Killer,
Calling on You is pretty good.
yeah, Calling on You is cool. Free, I forget Free. How's that go, Wyatt? Do you remember?
Yeah, I know that song.
Well, how's it go, Fred? Say, oh, Free to do, yeah. There you go. Yeah. That song, that
was
song.
single.
Yeah, that song kicks ass. The way is really good. Then it starts to fall apart. Sing along song and Holding On and Rocking the World
I can
and
say free is freaking good.
that song kicks ass. I don't hide the fact I like those first Stripers. I should check their other stuff out.
What about this one?
Oh man, the new stuff is great.
I know it's
Goddamn
heavy.
Evil is probably the heaviest.
I know it's heavy. Like Michael's tuning down to C now.
Yep.
I read
This new one's even sounding heavier.
I haven't heard.
Oh,
I haven't
really?
heard that new one yet.
I haven't either.
I like this album. Fallen. Yeah,
Sorry, Nick. I know we're
it's
Sorry.
Killer
We don't-
song.
Sorry, I'm actually looking. Well, I was looking at their stuff on Metallum. I just the outfits drive me nuts.
Yeah, the yellow and black and.
Oh, you made
Cheerleaders.
these outfits.
Yellow and Black Attack.
The bees, the bee suits.
Dude, they got a lot of shit back in the day. From Christians too. You can't play metal. You can't play metal and be Christian. Yeah, they got tons of shit.
I got albums by Mortification, so I'm good.
Yeah, I got some Mortification too.
Mortification are good.
No, yeah, Mortification was awesome. That's like solid death thrash.
They're a band that's kind of
Tourniquet, Believer.
Mixed. They were mixed Mortification. They were
Living
thrash,
Sacrifice.
They were grind. They were sort of grind core a
I
little
don't have any
bit.
of the grindy stuff. What do I have? I'm actually.
They got about 14 albums out, so they're all different.
I have, let's see, Hammer of God, which was not that great. Self-titled from '91. I really like that one.
Yeah.
And then Scribe of Pentatuec, whatever it is.
You talk about Mortification?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Self-titled one, I really like that one. That's a fucking nasty album. I still need to get some more of the earlier stuff. Like I just like that death thrash sound. Like it's cool.
Yeah, Schools of the Megalop is probably their best.
That's the one. But I don't know. Like I haven't looked around to see if it actually got like a good reissue or anything like that. Because trying to find an original one, that's tough.
Yeah, that's one I got to get to. I really like it though.
What was that, Fred?
Sound Mass Records here in Australia. They do all the Christian heavy metal, like Mortification and all that, on CD and vinyl. But
I might be able to.
They're very expensive though. Especially the vinyl is like $60 or $70 Australian. But I think the CDs will be cheaper.
I'm still here.
Hey, guys, can we veer the conversation back to the Christian metal, please?
we're talking about Christian metal.
Oh, they're Christian metal?
Oh, you guys want to see a picture of Michael Sweet when he was probably 40 years old or younger than he is now?
Wow. Yeah, back when he was in his 20s, man, he looked like a girl.
Yeah.
He sounded like a girl too, to be honest.
Yeah, he did. Yeah. Those guys went hardcore for the image thing way back when, no doubt. Like all in. I will say, back in the day, like he could really fucking scream.
He could still scream.
You think though, like he used to? It doesn't sound nearly as high.
To me, it's better. To me, it's better than he's
Back
ever
in the
sounded.
day?
Yeah.
I mean, he's old. I mean, he's gonna. I mean, he how old is he? Around
He,
60?
no,
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
2 years older than me. I think he's 58 or 59.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, did you any of you guys
Still,
ever see him
still
live?
sounds good. I mean, no. I wish, dude.
No.
No.
I would totally go to a Striper show.
I
Excuse me.
saw
I've been
them.
wanting-
I saw them for To Hell with the Devil. That's the only time I saw them, and they came to, oddly enough, they came and played the gymnasium at my local college of all things. I think they started out. They were going to play like in the auditorium of the college, and the auditorium only held like 450 or 500 people or something, and they ended up moving it to the gymnasium. And I got to be honest with you, there's a lot of people there. It was probably, I don't know, 800 to 1,000 people. And the band Hurricane opened. You ever hear of Hurricane?
Yeah, that's Kelly
I
Hansen's old
remember
band.
Hurricane.
Kelly
Yeah.
Kelly Hansen, exactly. That was his original band. He was great, man. He's now singing for Foreigner the last, I don't know, 20 years or whatever. But
Yeah.
I gotta tell you, man, they look silly in their Bumblebee outfits, but goddamn, they were fucking heavy, man. They were rocked. They were fucking good. Only time I ever saw them though.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. Their sound was like that glam metal or whatever you want to call it, but they had like the Iron Maiden twin guitars and
Right.
like the Ingwe Malmsteen type of guitar solos too.
Yeah, the shredding.
And they could be
Yeah.
definitely be heavy too.
Oh, no doubt. I mean, I agree with Nick though in some respects. Like, I didn't pay a lot of attention to the lyrics. I tried not to. Not that, I mean, I'm pretty much an atheist. I'd say I'm like a thumbnail sliver atheist, but I was certainly an agnostic back then. And so I didn't really care what the lyrics were about. It's like, to be honest with you, I hate to say this, kind of the older I'm getting, the less I pay attention to lyrics. I don't know what that is.
I
I
mean,
don't know what that is.
honestly, though, I'm kind of the same way too. Like, unless they actually do resonate with me on like some sort of personal level, like I mean, yeah, let's do a lot of like death metal, like zombies and Satan, horror movies. Like, all right, these are the usual tropes. They're fun. Or thrash metal, like fuck you, dead, and fuck the government, and fuck everybody. Or hey, pizza's awesome.
Oh yeah,
You
we
know,
all love pizza.
But
Pizza death.
like I've heard a lot of the same tropes at the same time. Like same thing, and of course black metal. Like it's
Yeah.
Satan.
Oh, yeah.
Unless it has something like that, there's like a lot of thought put into it, like in terms of the prose and the themes and messages. Like lyrics are just like the vocals are even just there, kind of just carry another melody. Like so that's another layer. Like that's the thing I can like familiarize myself with.
That's a good
Yeah,
point.
that's the same
Oh
as
no,
me as
to
well.
me it's about the music.
Yeah,
That's
There's-
why I'm
Yeah.
keeping my music instrumental, to be honest.
I mean, let's be honest about something here. I have to talk a little bit lower because I came out to the kitchen. Can you hear me?
yeah. Oh yeah, you
Okay.
actually hear you louder.
Okay, so
We can hear you.
let's be honest about this. Like, when you're talking about most death metal, is the subject matter really all that varied? It's either about death, it's about disease, it's about murder, it's about, horrible
Every now and then
things.
you get a weird one though.
Well, sure.
What have you heard
Yeah, I
of?
think it depends on what bands you listen to.
Parallax Occlusion.
Mhm.
Brian and I know this one well because we both fell in this band. All their stuff is about digital 3D mapping because
No.
like legit. If you look, it's like that combined with like little bits of like death metal like tropes. Like there's occasionally the word death in there, but it's all here. I'm just gonna look it up.
By the way, guys, what do you think? Look at this. I'm actually vertical. I'm not laying in bed. You haven't seen that in forever, have you?
Yeah, well, I saw you walking around in one of these, but yeah.
Yeah. Well, you saw me walking around in my red underwear, and which by
I'm-
the way, Nick, would you like to see them again? Because I happen to be wearing them.
I was gonna say it was like you wore
I'm
them
gonna
out,
get
didn't you?
pizza here tonight. Damn it.
There was a hole in the fucking crotch, and you had to throw them out.
Okay.
Peep Show here on Metal Bench Chronicles.
Oh God, no!
Sexy
No,
Yeah.
band.
no,
Nobody wants to see a 56-year-old man's fucking old dong. Trust me. Nobody.
All right, here you go. In terms of unique lyrical things, I even pulled up the
I don't see
lyrics.
anybody's.
This is
I'm
the
just
opening
curious.
track on their first demo for Parallax Occlusion. It's called Exponential Decay. And the opening track is called Death Bias Alpha. Cube map UV, static image, normal map lit with diffuse.
Yeah, that
Extrusion
sounds-
bringing shape, molding in 3D, texture overlaid, decals company. Like
Wow, that's-
legit, that's what they talk about. And we actually reviewed them, and they were like so happy that someone reviewed them. They sent us T-shirts and shit like that. And
Oh wow.
yeah, it was like dude, this is the most unique lyrical theme I've heard. Like you talk about
Well, yeah.
what I assume is the shit you do at work, and you somehow made it interesting.
No, I mean, I don't want to shit all over every death metal band. That's not true. And there
make
are
fun of them
times,
too.
no, but there are times that I do look and check out things. But in a lot of cases, man, you can't really even hear a lot of great enunciation going on, especially with especially with the cavernous stuff. You can't
Yeah.
make a lot of it out. So then it's kind of like it just becomes a part of the musical texture.
Yep.
Now, if you're listening to Rush, of course, you're going to listen to great lyrics. If you're listening to,
Yep.
I know none of you guys probably listen to Bob Dylan, but you're gonna
Oh,
have
yeah, I know. Yeah.
terrible vocals, and great lyrics.
Yeah, he's a terrible singer.
The weird
He's
thing
still
about
alive,
that is, listen here, Wyatt, this is a weird thing. I hated that fucking guy's voice for most of my teenage, early 20s, 30s, 40s. And man, something weird happened in my late 40s. I started listening to his actual music and I started going, wow, this shit's pretty fucking good. And I can get by with his vocals now. I don't love them, but I can listen to them and get by with them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I get it where most people just are like, fuck no, I can't do that. It's like King Diamond. It took me till 2018 till I could appreciate it, but I can only do one or so albums at a stretch. Even Merciful Fate, I can only do maybe about an hour and a half of that, and I gotta do something else.
Yeah, I can get that.
I mean, it's like, oh my god, we're going way off the metal radar here, but No Diamond.
Yoko Ono.
What's No Diamond? What's a great lyricist? Excuse me, there.
I mean, yeah. There's definitely like pop acts out there that actually do put some thought into the lyrics, and
Lionel
but, yeah.
Richie.
Yeah, dude. I used to fucking sing "Dancing on the Ceiling" a lot when I was a kid. But hey, I'm gonna jump off because it is already 3.
Are you dipping out?
Yeah, I'm getting sleepy, and I got a bunch of shit I gotta do tomorrow.
Oh damn! Doesn't even feel like we're alive for 2 hours. Shit.
Yeah. Oh, dude, man, like idle conversation, man. It move shit. But yeah, thanks for having me on. Always a pleasure.
Yeah, no problem. Man.
Hang out and
Okay.
talk. And
Nick, I'll catch up with you soon, Nick.
all right,
As
man.
usual. All right, brother.
Peace.
See ya.
Yep. Take care, Nick.
You gonna go for a little bit more, Ben, or are you ready to wrap up?
Well, I mean, we can go on for a little bit more. It doesn't matter.
Want to go on to about 4
Maybe,
o'clock? And then...
maybe we will let Wyatt's Metal Life talk a little bit right now.
Yeah, there you go. Do it up, Wyatt.
Yeah, when you said way off the radar metal, I was thinking of Yoko Ono.
Oh God. Okay, that's one that I can't stand. I can't do her at all, man.
No.
She's just. Sorry, but that's a good one. That's a great one. I'm trying to think like it took me a while to get accustomed to Johnny Rotten. Not so much the punk stuff, but the Pill stuff. I don't know if you guys know Pill, Public Image Limited.
Yeah, I've heard. Yeah.
Yeah,
I know
he gets a little weird there. They do more like reggae-ish, weird stuff. I'm trying to think, who the hell has a voice that I mean, King is the most obvious one. because I heard those Merciful Fate records back when you guys were still in grade school. Well, except for Frederick, because he's an old fuck too. But I mean, I heard those. I heard Melissa when it came out. My buddy got a copy, and he's like, "Dude, you got to hear this." I'm like, we're listening to Queensryche and bands like that are just coming out, Maiden, Priest, stuff like that, and then he throws his Melissa on for me, Merciful.
Yeah.
And dude, I just didn't know whether to laugh or cry or shit my pants in laughter or what the fuck, because I'm like, what the fuck is this? But the thing I noticed, other than the wacky vocals, I noticed how good the fucking guitar work was as a budding young player of 20, 21 or whatever. And I was like, man, that music is pretty goddamn cool. But those vocals, come on. How can I'm never going to get past those. That's what I told myself. And I will say that for most of my adult life, every time I tried, I'd be like, nope, not happening. And then I can't even recall when it was. It wasn't that long ago. I would say maybe 2018, even maybe, yeah, it was probably 2018. Now, you know what? It was 2017. I heard Sleepless Nights. The track Sleepless Nights.
Yeah.
Is it? And that's what it's called, right? Sleepless. I cannot sleep at night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Song I don't like at all is "Welcome Home" by King Diamond, or is that
Okay.
King Diamond? Or
But see,
Merciful Fate?
that song "Sleepless Night" is the one that kind of somehow it suckered me into going down the King Diamond road, and I just started doing it little bit by little bit by little bit by little bit, and it was I can now stomach the Merciful Fate albums, and I like a lot of the King Diamond, Abigail, them, Conspiracy, yeah.
Abigail, Fatal Portrait.
Oh, Fatal Portrait, yeah.
Conspiracy, the Eye, the Graveyard.
Now,
With your soul,
I'm not definitely not saying that in order.
But once you get past like Voodoo, maybe.
See, Voodoo, that album I can still not get into.
When did that come out?
98.
Right,
that came out when Merciful Fate put out Dead Again also. And that album isn't that great either.
Hold on one second, Ben. I'm getting confused. So the first album was which one? It was Fatal Portrait, right?
Let's see. Yeah, Fatal Portrait, which actually was supposed to be the third.
Yeah,
it was supposed to be the third Merciful Fate album.
Right. But that's the first King album, right? Fatal Portrait.
Yes.
And then Conspiracy.
Let's see. Conspiracy came out in '89.
But is that the one after? Just name them off. Do you know the first five?
Abigail. Okay. It was Fatal Portrait, Abigail, Conspiracy, The Eye, Spider's Lullaby, The Graveyard, Voodoo, House of God.
Stop right there. Stop there, man.
I'm sorry.
So the Spider's Lullaby was kind of where I really felt like everything he had to say, he'd already said. Like by that album, I was like, man, it's starting to get real samey now. And that from that point forward, I just think they all kind of sound the same. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
No.
It was a weird period though, because it was the '90s, and
convince me I'm wrong.
90s, that kind of metal was not wanted, and I kind of respect King for kind of sticking to his roots in that area,
right?
Because God, could you imagine King Diamond coming out with a Alice in Chains, Pantera, Soundgarden type of album?
Oh my God, no, that'd be
horrible.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the one great thing about King is he's remained fairly consistent to his vision, which is a lot of the albums sound pretty similar, but they sound only like him, his band. And
Right.
so,
Totally.
so when whereas you have these other artists that have kind of hopped on the fads, the latest fads. Okay, well, it's got to be a groove metal thing. Oh, it's got to have a little bit of rap in it. Oh, it's got that kind of stuff. He never,
It's
to
got,
my knowledge, he never did that. He never.
well, yeah, you can't have guitar solos. You got to get rid of them guitar solos,
Right,
or you can
exactly,
come
right,
up
yeah,
out.
and he never did that I recall.
Right. All right. Well, what you got to do here, the drummer of my band or guitarist or bassist of my band, you gotta cut your hair, maybe
Yeah,
spike it up a little bit, dye it, wear an
Get-
Adidas jumpsuit, and fit in, man. We'll become
wear
big. And
wear a,
yeah,
wear a, wear a belly shirt and get tattoos on your abdomen.
oh, dude, did you ever see the pictures of Anthrax from around 1995?
Uh-uh.
Yeah,
It's
they were
fucking
terrible.
bad, man.
Was
They're
that?
wearing Adidas jumpsuits.
Oh yes.
It's horrible.
Oh yeah, when they got involved with Flavor Flav and Public Enemy and all that stuff. Yeah.
Well, no, this was actually after, like, John Bush was already in the band.
Oh,
Yeah, oh my God. You look up a
well,
picture of John or Anthrax in '95. They're wearing Adidas fucking
Jumpsuit.
outfits, and they're trying to
no
look
shit.
new metal. It's
No
horrible.
shit. Wow, I did not know that.
Yeah,
The
they were
Metallica,
real.
But see,
the
but
Metallica
see,
was like slowly cutting her hair.
oh yeah,
Like
but see, I mean,
every tour, her hair got shorter. It's like,
but the thing that there was that era there where like Biohazard and that New York thing was going on, that the kind
yeah,
of crossover thing,
and
and I
and those guys actually did it good.
and I mean, I
But
actually like that one Biohazard album. It's not horrible. I don't love it, but it's not horrible. But there was, again, a lot of bands jumped on whatever was hit at the time,
yeah,
and King never did that. The only thing
no,
I think that my only issue with King is that he's kind of now putting out more or less the same album. I'm not saying they're not exact, but I hear a lot of the same.
Horror things.
What's that?
But more, he's always thinking about horror, ghosts, and
Well,
that's King.
Yeah, and I get
He
that.
hasn't put them out
That's
since
his.
2007.
Yeah, that's his shtick. I mean, that's his deal. And I mean, it's like, okay, well, is Stephen King ever gonna not write a fucking weird murder slash horror slash, like it'd be funny if compared to be like Stephen King would put out a book about gardening with his grandmother. You'd be like, what the fuck, man? Like,
Yeah,
don't you think his
I
publisher
don't
would
know.
probably be like, what the fuck are you doing?
I think
Um,
Abigail. I think
right.
Abigail would be a pretty cool movie, though.
Oh
Oh,
no,
yeah.
I know that, but I'm just saying it's like expecting King not to talk about horror is like expecting Stephen King to write a flower novel or something. You know what I mean? It's just not going to happen.
no.
I mean, I don't know if that's what King was going for, but I don't know. It's King Diamond. I think he was just writing what he loved to write. I don't know.
No, I think King was writing about all of these stories that he read in books, like history books, and
Mm-hmm.
all these ghost stories
Yep.
from America and Europe and
Yeah.
all that. He was into that, into the darker side of things, and like ghosts and monsters and
Yeah,
horror.
Well,
He
yeah, I
liked
mean,
movies, like the early Hammer
Yeah.
movies. He liked all those stuff. So those were his influences.
No.
So
yeah. I mean,
now what? Oh, go ahead, Jeff.
King is about 10 years older than me. I think he's 66. I think.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. And
Getting up.
so he grew up on the 50s and 60s uh uh Hammer horror films
Universal
and
films.
And like
Universal
Alice Cooper,
and
like
then
music too, like Alice Cooper and
right,
Thin Lizzy, Deep Purple,
right,
and Blue
sure,
Oyster Cult.
sure.
Like
And I
if you listen
mean,
to the Black Roast sounds like a
it
darker
could be,
Blue Oyster Cult album.
yeah, yeah, yep, yep. And so I mean, he's he's a product of his element just as I am. I love those things too. And when I think about things, I think about things in a much darker fashion than most people. I think about the ugly side of everything. And I think that's just what King does in story form, where he's, if King wasn't doing this, he'd probably be writing scripts for Hollywood.
Oh yeah, I
He
reckon.
could definitely do it.
Oh, shit. Hell yeah, he could. Oh, yeah.
Fuck,
And I mean,
he probably should be writing these horror movies, to be honest,
that's what I
because
mean.
these fucking movies that have been coming out for years suck. They're,
Yeah.
they're
Well, I,
horrible.
I tell you one thing, he would have made a lot more money, and he's pretty wealthy. He's
Oh
probably,
yeah,
I think King's worth somewhere in the 5 to 7 million range, probably.
Yeah.
oh
You
yeah,
know,
Oh
man.
yeah, yeah.
King Diamond.
Between the solo stuff and merchandising, because King is probably second to Maiden in merchandising. He is so good at getting his product out there; it's everywhere, man. I mean, you go into shops that you're like, what the fuck is a King Diamond shirt doing here? That kind of stuff.
King Diamond. King Diamond is like the Alfred Hitchcock of the
Of heavy metal.
Yeah, yeah, he kind of is. That's a good way of putting it. I am very, very shocked, and maybe I don't know enough about this to even say this, so maybe I shouldn't say it, but I'm very shocked that King either wasn't in a movie or um shot his own movie or something like that, because he's so cinematic with everything.
Well, he wanted to do a movie for one of his. I think it was one of his. I think it was Abigail. I think he wanted to do like a full length movie on Abigail.
Right.
One point, he wanted to do that as a musical.
Oh,
whole album,
okay.
all in musical form, but as a movie.
Yeah, he probably realized once he saw the bill, he probably almost fell over. It was probably many millions.
But if he got, if it was a good script, it could be made. Get a good producer. Get a
Yeah, again. That's what I'm saying. I'm just surprised. I'm just surprised he hasn't put out his own movie or gotten a production team together. And because man, you just think he'd be so good at that.
Oh yeah, he wanted to.
Oh my god, a movie about Abigail or them? Oh
Yeah,
damn!
that would
Why hasn't that happened?
that would be badass.
But I think it was the money wise. I think it was probably too much, and he couldn't get his script circulated, and people think, oh no, this won't sell. This is not
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, but I mean, I get exactly what you're saying, but with the stuff that does come out of Hollywood, it's like you got to be kidding me, man. I mean, there's a lot of really, really shitty horror movies that come out, low budget horror movies.
Yeah,
It's horrible.
If King don't make a movie,
That's why I don't watch movies no more.
it wouldn't be a gory movie. Like this modern day horror. It wouldn't be gory. It would be like a gothic, sort of like those early Hammer.
Oh, very much so, very much.
Film.
Yeah, that's what I said when I first started talking about it. I was like, I know that King very influenced by Hammer, like you said, Universal, and then what was that other one called? Amicus, I think it was called Amicus. Yeah, Amicus. And then you're talking all those stars of those periods, like Karloff and Lon Chaney and Lon Chaney Jr.
Price.
What's that?
Like Peter Cushing, Vincent Price, Christopher
yeah,
Lee.
Cushing, Christopher Lee. Vincent Price was huge. Those 60s movies like Dr. Phoebes.
I love that movie. I just watched that the other day, actually. Dr. Phoebes.
Yeah, I got both movie. Of them. Yeah, that. What was the other one? The Tomb of Lygia.
Yeah, that's a great movie.
These are all classic Vincent Price, horror, supernatural stuff. And I know.
Oh, good.
Well, let me just finish. I know that King watched all that shit as a fucking teenager, man. Like, cause I saw it as a little kid, you know, in the late 60s, 70s, and he would have seen it in the late 50s, late mid to late 50s and early 60s when it was going on. So, you know, kind of crazy. It's just
Christopher.
crazy. Yeah,
I'm
Christopher
sorry.
Plummer. Yeah, Christopher Plummer was an actor back then.
Yep.
You had like Freddie said, Peter Cushing was a big one. And you had shit. I'm trying to think of well, Bram Stoker only did the one film. Well, no, he did other films after that, but he was, you know, you had Bram Stoker or not Bram Stoker. What's his fucking name? No, come on.
Clyde Barker. I'm probably
No.
naming somebody wrong.
Gordon Stewart.
What movies did he do?
Oh, come on. He was the original Dracula, for fuck's sake. Bela
Oh,
Lugosi.
shit. I knew the fuck.
Freddie Francis.
Bela Lugosi.
Bela Lugosi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Karloff, yeah.
I mean, the very first Dracula was 22. That was Max Schreck. That was Count Orlok in Nosferatu.
Yeah. A German production.
Yeah, Max. Was it Max Schreck?
Yeah, Max.
No.
Yeah.
That
Max
was no.
Max-
He was the actor. Who was the producer? It was the big producer.
Oh.
Fuck.
It was a German producer, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Oh,
What's his name?
I can't remember. I think didn't he do Metropolis as well? Didn't he direct Metropolis as well?
No, that was
I
Oh,
don't
wait a
remember.
minute. Wait a minute. You might be right. Murnau. F.W. Murnau. Yeah, F.W. Murnau was the producer. He died in 1931. You're thinking of Fritz Lang.
Yeah,
Chris-
yeah. Chris
That's
Lang did.
yeah, he did Metropolis and oh shit, Christ, man. The Big Heat. He did Dr. Mabuse, the Gambler, Mabuse the Gambler. He did he did fucking tons of
Yeah.
great movies. Great movies.
Yeah, see, well, like I said, if you get a good producer like that to do a King Diamond movie, like Abigail, or it would
Right.
go down. It would go down well,
Yeah, it's just mind blowing to me that somebody hasn't approached him that we know of, anyways.
Well, you never know, Jeff. Rob Zombie might one day say to King Diamond, "Look, I want to produce do a film based on your album Abigail."
Right. Yeah, that's the weird thing. Like, you'd think that would have happened by now, a lot sooner.
Yeah, because he's big, and King Diamond is a huge figurehead in metal.
It should have happened. I mean, like years ago.
Yeah, if Metallica could do that monster movie.
Well, the thing is too. It would bring something fresh to Hollywood. Doing something like Abigail or them or that concept. Instead of recycling the same old crap with Freddy, Jason, and all that boring shit.
Well, speaking of Jason, next year there's a new reboot on Friday the 13th coming out next year.
Yeah, that'll suck.
Yeah,
they always suck, man. I mean,
we want Abigail. Fuck you,
hey,
Hollywood.
just a quick word to the guy Zach Blabbeth, I think his name is, in the chat.
Zach Blabbeth.
Yeah, he brought up Bela Lugosi in White Zombie. Yeah, and
that's right. Yeah,
he's creepy as hell in that movie. Love him in that movie. That's actually one of my favorite horror movies.
Yeah.
And I think that's kind of what's missing today. Like, everything today is so fucking computer animated and all about whatever.
It's about gore.
Yeah,
It's
you don't
more
get that
about
creepy
gore.
atmosphere. Yeah, you don't
Yeah.
get that creepy atmosphere no more.
Yeah. You know,
Did either of you guys ever see the Black Cat
yes.
I've
with
heard of it. Yeah.
that's with Bela Lugosi, Boris Karloff.
I'm pretty sure I've seen it, but it's been a
There's one
long
other
time.
guy. Well, the weird thing is that Bela Lugosi kind of plays the good guy in this, creepy good guy, albeit. But the scene there's a scene towards the end of the movie that is fucking straight up, literally must have been deemed satanic back there in 1931.
Playing
Because
on
it,
YouTube Music.
What the fuck? I'm sorry about that.
um, oh,
That's my fault.
there we go.
Go ahead, Jeff.
But yeah, Bela Lugosi plays this doctor that tries to rescue this woman from Karloff, who I can't remember his damn name off the top of my head. But Boris Karloff's character is the bad guy, and there's really satanic shit at the end of that movie. Like for me to look at it and go, whoa, that was a pretty heavy scene in 2000 whatever when I saw it, 2010 or whatever. For me to say that, it must have really shocked the shit out of people in 1931.
I can imagine. I mean, well, the thing is, too, like, I mean, you go back then and you go back to the silent film era, which would have
Right.
been the early 1920s. Some
Right.
of that shit's really fucking freaky looking.
It actually goes back into the teens for Silence was the first ones, and then there's actual movie footage like from George Millet and stuff like that from like 1880s. It's crazy when you see it. You're like, what the hell? I'll have to send you something on Instagram of that, Ben. I'll show you. It's fucking mind blowing. But go ahead.
Yeah, man.
1920s.
I mean, like, the thing today is technology hides a lot of shit. Back
Yeah.
then, there was new technology. So,
Well, if
what
you
you
wanted
got
to,
is what you got.
yeah, like back then, if you wanted to make the appearance that somebody was floating like a ghost, you had to figure out a way to do it using invisible wires and harnesses. And, now you just CGI everything. You float anything you want, with computer software.
And the
Back
thing
then, it
is,
was
well,
the,
the
the
thing is,
part.
too,
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Jeff. I'm
Well,
sorry.
not real quick. Part of the charm of that was the fact that they had to really be creative to make something to sell something. Whereas
Yep.
now it's you flick a button on your computer screen and everything does everything computer does all. So go ahead.
Pretty much. But no, like I was trying to say, oh crap, what the hell was I trying to say? Oh, damn.
Well, we were talking about you were talking about CGI covers shit up.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah, I was just trying to say, like, technology doesn't necessarily mean it's better. You can
Right.
have all the technology you want. You can fucking doctor that shit up all you want. It doesn't mean it's better.
Right. No, yeah, I agree. I mean,
If it doesn't have like a realistic feature or feel to it, it's pretty much pointless.
but think about movies like what was it called? Jason and the Argonauts, was it? Or
Yeah.
Jason the Golden Fleece?
Yeah.
Right? Okay, so which one was the one where he fights the skeletons?
The Argonauts.
What's that?
Jason and the Argonauts.
Oh no, wait, no. It's Sinbad.
Sinbad and the Eye of the Tiger.
Yeah, Sinbad. Where he fights the skeletons.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Sinbad. Yeah. Man, when you see that stop action motion stuff that Ray Harryhausen did, holy fucking shit!
Yeah.
Ben, do you know who that is? Ray Harryhausen?
I'm back. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, you're not there. We were talking about Sinbad and the fighting the Sinbad the movie from the 50s where he fights the skeletons. You ever see that?
Probably a long time ago.
You had to have seen it. It's pretty famous. That stop motion, I guess it's called stop motion, right? That shit is fucking insane. It looks so fucking real. And you're like, man, that's like really looks almost real. You ever see that, Wyatt?
But
Did you ever see the movie Sinbad and the?
Eye of the Tiger.
Well, there's three of them. What were they called, Frederick? Do you remember?
I remember the first one was Sinbad and the Eye of the Tiger.
Was there one Sinbad and the Seven Somethings?
I think-
Legends of the Seven Seas.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
And
Nice.
I think that's the one that he fights. He fights the soldier or the soldiers, the skeletal soldiers. Yeah, which is such a badass scene. Why you gotta check that movie out, dude? Check those out. Find them online. I'm sure they're on Hulu or Netflix or somewhere, probably streaming service, and watch them, man. They're such fucking killer movies.
they were classic movies. You know those
Classic, classic.
Oh yeah.
Like in the 50s, they were doing it with a lot of the science fiction movies with stop motion, like King Kong, the first original King Kong,
Mhm.
stop
Yeah.
motion.
Yeah, that was 33.
33, yeah.
Yeah. Here's one like the science fiction stuff. Did you guys ever see the Forbidden Planet
Yes.
with the
I've
50s
heard of-
movie? Walter
Yep.
Pigeon. Walter Pigeon's in it, and actually, what's his name?
Robbie the Robot.
Yeah, it's got the robot. But no, what's the actor that was in fucking Naked Gun? Leslie Nielsen.
Yeah.
Okay, Leslie Nielsen's in that movie, Forbidden Planet. It's one of his first roles. And that Anne Francis, I think was her name, the actress, fucking hot as hell, man. Holy shit. Walter Pigeon's the old, computer dude nerd. Man, there's stuff in there that's just unreal that's going on that they did with just lights and electricity, and they figured out ways to make things really look cool without, I think those movies still hold up. They stand the test of time.
Oh, they do.
Oh my god, yeah. To me, they hold up better than movies nowadays. In fact, movies nowadays you forget about.
I have to be honest with you guys. I couldn't tell you a single movie that's come out in the last 4 or 5 years.
Me either.
Like I just
don't-
not to movie theaters. Like the only movie I saw, I think the very last movie I saw.
Was Batman.
No, it was that Quentin Tarantino movie about the Manson night, the Manson
yeah.
thing. Was it called Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, or?
Yeah.
I think that was it. Yeah, about where he rewrites the Manson clan killings and all that stuff, and rewrites history.
Yeah, and it was like it was a movie in a movie because it had like
Yeah,
send up of Bruce Lee. There was a Bruce Lee impersonator in that movie, and
yeah. I'm trying to remember. It was what's his name? Leonardo.
Leonardo and Brad Pitt.
DiCaprio?
Brad Pitt. Brad Pitt was in it. Yeah.
Oh god, yeah.
And I gotta say, it was well fucking done. It was really well done, man. But that's the last movie I saw. And when did that come out, Frederick? 19?
A couple of years ago. Yeah, no, a couple of years ago.
19? 18? 19? 19.
No, I think in the two close to about 2018. I think 2018, 2019. Like
It was I think it was 19. For some reason, I'm thinking it was summer of 19. And my daughter and I went to that, and that was the last movie I saw. And before that, the last movie I saw was when I was engaged, and my ex her son was still into Harry Potter, and we saw the last Harry Potter movie, which I don't even know what the hell that's called, but
Yeah, the last movie I saw in the cinema, was probably Batman.
Which one?
Michael Keaton.
Holy shit, that's going way back, dude.
Yeah, no, I don't.
That's
I
the 90s.
I haven't been into the cinema for ages. Like
Yeah.
That's older than me. Shit.
now, because I watch I get DVDs and I watch them on DVD.
Yeah.
So like.
Well, it's
yeah,
so
Batman
it's
was cool.
it's so expensive to go out to a movie, man. You're gonna drop, if you just do the movie, you're gonna maybe get by for $20. But
Oh,
if you're going out and you're gonna buy soda and grab some popcorn and candy,
thanks. Yeah,
you're
Yeah,
talking 60 fucking bucks out of nowhere.
that's it.
pretty
And if
much.
it's a family of four or
Yeah.
five people,
Oh yeah, you're
it's like
100 bucks.
fucking
$100.
$500. Yeah,
Yeah.
like yeah. I don't go to the cinema anymore because one, there's no good movies really.
Nope.
Good
Hasn't been a
point.
good movie
That's a big one.
in still no,
The
you know.
best movies are what we're doing right now here on YouTube. These live streams. That's
Like
the new movies.
I'm
if I
trying to
watch a
think.
movie,
I'm honestly trying to think if I could think of one movie that's come out in the last 3 years that I even know the name of.
I can't even think, man.
Other than that one that I went to see, I don't even know. Like, all right, didn't a new Godzilla come out a while back?
yeah, Godzilla,
All right,
Yeah, yeah.
The
I
Avengers.
still have not seen it yet.
The Avengers came out in the last
no
few.
wait, the Marvel the Marvel
Yeah,
comic you
Marvel
mean? Oh, okay,
Avengers.
yeah, I
You know,
didn't. No
I
attention.
I cannot get into that Marvel shit.
I can't
To
even
me,
think of a good. I can't even think of a horror movie that came out in the last two years. Can you?
no horror movies
Nope.
don't come
Maybe
on
the last
on
10.
cinema anymore.
just
Oh, they don't. What's
just
that?
the
Wyatt?
Halloween resurgent.
Maybe the last 10 that I could think of.
And I guess there's a new Saw movie coming out. I just don't care.
I mean, here's the thing. If you said to me, name 20 horror movies right off the bat. Now, I might struggle a little now because I smoked a little weed a little bit ago, so I'm a little stoned. But I think I would probably say 18 out of the 20 movies I would name would be from the 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, and 70s. Like I probably would not have any modern horror movie in there that I can think of.
Evil
most-
Dead. You
probably
probably know
the most. What's that?
Evil Dead. You probably know that movie.
Uh-oh. Ben's jamming.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just gonna start playing a stoner song since you're high.
Oh. I'm not
But
that
yeah,
high. I'm
I
not
hate
that
God.
high.
Like I say, Jeff, you probably know Evil Dead, Hellraiser.
Well, that was 80s, wasn't it?
80s, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, Hellraisers, you got fucking Halloween in
Chucky.
78. You got
Chucky.
hang on, Wyatt, one more minute. You got 82, you got fucking The Thing from John Carpenter.
Things, yep.
Yeah.
Probably the greatest horror movie ever made, in my opinion. I fucking love that movie.
Yeah, me too.
You got The Shining, fucking killer. You know, you got but there's a lot. I would pull stuff like Carnival of Souls. Carnival of Souls, not the Kiss album, but that's from the 50s. Great
Yeah.
psychological horror movie. Yeah, Rosemary's Babies from the 60s. Sorry, why? What were you gonna say, bud?
The Chucky movies.
The which ones?
The Chucky.
Oh, yeah, Chucky.
Oh, Chucky. Chucky, yeah. You know, I have to admit something. I have never seen a Chucky movie. I never have. Which is crazy.
Jeff, see the original Chucky movie. 'Cause
Yeah,
they did
yeah.
A remake. The remake
Oh,
was crap.
No,
The
I'm
remake was
sure.
crap.
Sure.
But the original Chucky is great.
But you got like you got
Like one of the Elm Street.
the good Stephen King movies, man. How many of them are killer? You got
Oh,
fucking Dead Zone, you've got
Firestarter.
Firestarter, you've got Amityville
Christine.
Horror. Go ahead, what?
Cujo, Christine.
Cujo was one.
Well, the thing is, back in 1984, how I still remember this. The first Stephen King movie I ever saw was Firestarter.
That was
I was only
85.
5 or 84. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, you might be right. It might be 84. Yeah. That was a great movie.
Around 6.
Great movie, man. But yeah, there was like, fuck. There was what's Misery was a great one.
Yeah.
What's the
Salem's Lot.
Salem's Lot was fucking killer. Oh, I love that movie. Fuck, I love that movie.
Sometimes they come back again.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Lawnmower
Shit.
Man.
Tommy knockers.
Which one was that, Fred?
The Lawnmower Man.
I'm getting. Do I sound robotic to you guys?
Yes.
Oh, man, I was
Oh no,
on
is
here all night and had no.
Jeff,
Now
does
Now
Jeff
can you hear
sound
me?
like a fucking robot
Yeah.
again?
Okay, I was
I
in
hear
a
ya.
spot there. I don't know. I don't know what happened there. It got weird. But which one did you say, Fred? I didn't
Um,
quite hear.
The Lawnmower Man.
Oh, Lawnmower Man. Yeah, I forgot about that one, man. What was his
Hey
shit? What was the
Wyatt,
other really?
What?
What?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry to interrupt the chat here. See, Wyatt here likes to call himself the Birdman,
Was that?
and Zach Blappeth is here. I like the Birdman. I don't
I
know.
like the
It's stupid.
Birdman.
I had to bring it up. Yeah,
Well,
that's
wait a
what
minute. Was
Zach
there a
Blappeth.
I think Zach's saying there's a book by Stephen King called The Birdman. I'm assuming that's what he means.
No, I think
So
he's talking about.
now I see why Wyatt calls himself the Birdman.
Why is that?
Obviously, for I don't know. Explain it. I don't want to explain it.
Well, I've been called like bird shit and stuff. But I don't think I even.
Yeah, I'll admit I sound kind of dumb on this one.
Yeah. I think Freddie. I mean, yeah, Freddie got cut or something.
Did he?
Yeah.
Freddie. There he is.
Freddie.
Oh, wait. Hey, you're mute.
I mean, maybe the Birdman can't be explained. He's so dark and mysterious, you know.
Maybe.
I didn't honestly. Is there a Stephen King book named Birdman?
No.
I didn't.
I don't think so.
No. Oh, okay. So we don't really know what the Birdman thing's all about.
No, there was a movie called The Birdman with the guy from the first Batman
Okay,
movie.
yeah. Zach Blappett is right about that. I just kind of forgot about it.
What's that?
Michael Keaton did a movie on the Birdman.
Okay. You know what? I did not know that. Thanks for that info.
Yeah, I kind of forgot too.
You know, he was a superhero. Remember that cartoon in the early '60s called The Birdman with the eagle?
No, I don't know. Really?
Yeah, there's a cartoon called The Birdman, and that was sort of like a movie version of that, but not the same, but sort of.
Right. Man,
Yeah. So he was playing a superhero, basically, and he was an old timer. You know, he was a retired superhero.
wow. I'll have to scope that out and see if I can. You saying it's a movie or was a TV series?
At first it was a cartoon. It was a
Oh.
cartoon in the '60s.
Right.
But then they sort of made it was like a remake of that cartoon, but not based on the cartoon.
Okay. In the 90s, 80s or 90s.
Yeah,
Okay, gotcha. I did not know that. I'm gonna have to look that up.
yeah. That's
What's your favorite horror movie there, Wyatt?
Probably
Like
Exorcist.
Oh, the only movie that I ever watched, that horror movie that is, that really made me feel things inside I did not like to feel. Like I'm not gonna go so far as to say it scared the shit out of me, but it scared the shit out of me. And as a kid, I saw it when I was probably third. I don't know. Wait a minute. Hold on. That came out in 72,
Three.
three. So I would have been 7 years old. I think I saw it when I was 8 or 9. Like it came on late one night on a Saturday night. My mom was already asleep, and I'm like, oh, cool. And they cut a lot of the scary shit out, but it still was terrifying, you know. Bill Friedkin.
You know what movie
Gee.
scared me? The
With-
Omen.
The Omen was pretty. Yeah, Omen was. It
That,
was
that,
up.
that
It was up there, but that very first Exorcist, man, there's something about it.
oh yeah,
It just has a feel that's so eerie and foreboding and scary, man. Downright scary. That's a good pick, Wyatt. How about you, Ben?
Well, gotta think here. Scariest horror movies without blood and violence.
Well, your favorite. How's that?
My favorite. Well, no. I mean, my favorite is Evil Dead,
Okay. All right, good one.
but that one didn't actually like scare me.
Oh, right.
I'd have to say probably like the movies that scared me, and they didn't necessarily have gore in them. Was The Omen, the original Omen,
Yep.
and The Exorcist.
Yep. I
Like,
agree.
how can you not be scared of them?
Yeah, I mean that the
It was done so freaking well. Where I don't know if it was meant to scare people or what
oh
I
hell
mean.
yeah it was.
Well,
Hell yeah
The
it was.
Exorcist was the Exorcist was based on a true story. So
Right?
yeah.
It was dark shit. And when and the thing is, when it's real, that's when it's the most scariest and makes the most sense. Which you already know that.
Well, I mean, both those movies played to one big theme: good versus evil, right?
Yeah.
And good is the father and the priest against and more what's her name? Morgan?
Yeah. Linda Blair.
Linda Blair's Morgan, right?
Yep.
And and Morgan's good too, but she's being torn apart by the evil, which is Satan that has her soul, and the same thing with Damien, or with Damien, and he kills his mom, and then he kills the fucking house cleaning lady, and everybody in the fucking place except for his old man,
Yep.
and you know you're like, but the kid is not evil; it's the thing that's inhabiting him. And that is scary to all of us because we really don't know what's going to happen when the lights are out or when everything ends.
Yep.
Being that I'm faced with that soon, it's something I think about, but I just have a hard time believing that there's a God. So therefore, if I don't believe there's a God, how can there be a Satan? You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, it's something I really don't want to get into.
No,
I
I
do
mean,
believe I do believe there is a Satan because there's too much fucking evil going on nowadays.
right.
Like the shit that's going on nowadays should not be going on. Where people are getting more stupider and dumbed down. That should not be going on here in 2022, where we have all the technology to
Yeah, but
fix it and to
but
make it
Ben,
better.
but Ben, you realize that a big reason that everything is getting dumbed down is because of the technology.
Oh, I know that. Trust me, I know
We're
that.
we're
Why?
inundated we're inundated with messages, and we can't possibly comprehend all of them and think them all through and logically, you know what I mean? And that's by design, man.
No, I know, man.
My whole thing was I was just getting to the point of, you know, for me, the satanic stuff doesn't mean much because I don't believe in the other side of it. So it kind of
Yeah,
nullifies it. You know what I mean? It kind of wipes each other out, and
right.
therefore, I'm not sure how I went down that rabbit hole. What were we talking about, Fred? Oh, the movie, the characters, Damien and Morgan, were actually sympathetic characters that they wanted you to feel empathy and sympathy and you know that pain that they're dealing with. And then the other side is the whole satanic thing, and it's like I never looked at them like they didn't scare me that much. But as I got older, they scared me more. You know what I mean? Like when I was younger, it didn't bother me much. I didn't think much about it. But now that I'm getting older, I remember watching The Exorcist maybe about, I don't know, 2 years ago. And I was alone in the dark. And I got to be honest with you guys, I was creeped the fuck out. Just the whole movie, because I hadn't watched it in maybe 4 or 5 years. And I was creeped the fuck out.
Yeah, that was like with me when I watched Halloween because it was dark and the music, what made it scary. It was the music.
So good, so good.
You know, like with The Exorcist, the music scares you.
Yep.
The eerie music, that's what sends the shivers down your spine.
Yep. That's Exorcist is Mike Oldfield.
Yeah.
Tubular Bells.
Well, the thing is, like, I'm sorry, go ahead, guys.
Okay, yeah, that's what kind of scared me was the music. You know, if you turn the music down and just watch the movie, it wouldn't scare you at all. But if you turn the music up and you're alone, that's what really sends the shivers down your spine.
No, that's why soundtracks do so well. You know, they sell they sell the soundtracks. Soundtracks are big sellers for labels, you know.
Oh yeah,
Very true, man.
And I mean, you said it, Frederick. John Carpenter. Oh man, so good, so fucking good.
Okay, I'll tell you a little story about like when I was a teenager. I was stupid back then, and we were all stupid when we were young.
I know
Like back when I
was.
was like 15, 16, I was like, yeah, you know, I'm a Satanist and all this shit.
Oh man.
But no, I'm stupid. You know, I'm stupid back then.
Right.
Because when I grew up, I'm like, man, I'm stupid thinking that. Why the fuck did I say I was a Satanist?
Well, but here's the
I was fucking angry.
But here's the funny thing.
That had a lot to do with it. I was angry.
Sure, but here's the thing. Do you realize how much do you know about the Church of Satan?
I know some of it, but I don't want to know. I don't want to know about it.
Well, let me just say this. True Satanists live essentially by one mantra or belief, and that is, do what thou wilt as long as you don't hurt anyone. So their whole thing is, if you want to fuck girls, fuck girls. If you want to fuck guys too. If you want to fuck them both, fuck them both. If you want to smoke drugs, if you want to shoot drugs, go ahead, as long as you're not doing it to anybody else. That kind of stuff. You know what I mean? The real Satanists are just hedonists. They like sex, they like partying, they like having a good time. And that's kind of what their whole trip is. It's not about this dark art thing. That became twisted by Crowley and, you know, further on up into Anton LaVey and all that stuff like that. So
and that's why I was a fake Satanist, because I wasn't not into that. I just thought like back when I was a teenager, if I said, yeah, I'm satanic,
you're
people
cool.
would be scared of me.
Well, and they probably were. Some probably were. I mean, you're a big dude, first of all, and second of all, you know, if you're talking about walking around and you're a big dude and you're kind of like bodily large or whatever like that, and you start talking about being a Satanist, that's going to get some attention. Yeah. Did you have anybody come after you?
No.
Okay. I just thought maybe something.
Well, no, it's fake because I'm not a Satanist.
Oh, no. I get that.
It's something I believed. Well, you know, when you're young, sometimes you don't know what you are. And, yeah, I can come out and admit this. When I was in school, dude, I wasn't popular. I got made fun of. I got bullied. And
really?
So that was like the backbone, like saying, yeah, I'm satanic. And I wasn't satanic.
Okay.
You know where I'm coming from?
Yeah, you were just trying to do something that
was scary to other people without actually doing without threatening somebody or getting into a physical thing.
Right, exactly. It was
Defense me-
nothing at all.
yeah, it was a defense mechanism. Which I get. I totally get that. I wouldn't blame you for doing that. You know, but like you
Dude, I
said,
got ripped apart in school, man.
you got
And
what?
I can admit that here. Dude, I got ripped apart in school. I can admit that.
Really?
Oh, dude, I wasn't popular at all, dude. There was people trying to set my hair on fire, trying to kill me.
Did
It
you have
wasn't
long?
good.
Did you have long hair back then in high school?
I did. I started growing my hair around seventh grade, and it's a part of my life I don't want to talk about. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It
sure.
was. It's a very dark period of my life.
No, that's cool. I was
It,
just asking. I didn't really want you to go back there. I was just asking if your hair was long back as a teenager.
well, it wasn't long like it is today.
Right.
I started growing my hair out like this when I was in 12th grade.
Ah, okay.
Like I had a mullet. I
No,
always wanted to have long hair.
you just were saying that you were picked on and people were fucking with you and trying to set your hair on fire. I'm thinking, oh, well, he must have had super long hair back then.
Nah. No,
Okay.
they literally tried to set me on fire back then.
Jesus.
In fact, not to sound like a whiny ass bitch, back when I was in seventh grade, I was at a football game way back in, oh geez, 91. I still remember this though. Some kid, some fucking jock in school walked up to me and literally lit a firecracker and blew it up in my face.
Oh,
That's fact.
wow.
I mean, it's not recorded,
So
but I
dangerous.
remember it. And that's shit you don't forget.
No, I don't blame you, dude. Yeah, I don't. I mean, I get it. We've all look. We
So
all
there was some
probably.
dark shit, dude.
Yeah, we all of us
Why I get?
probably.
I'm sorry, man. So yeah,
But
why I do get angry sometimes here on YouTube. You still there, Jeff?
yeah. I got you, man. I got you. Like I said, we've all probably suffered some level of trauma as kids, and you know, I watched my old man break my mother's arm in a door because he was drunk and they were fighting, and then I actually watched him put a gun to my mother's head because he was a cop, and I had to
Who?
call the yeah, and I had to
Oh,
call the I had to call his police. Like I called the 911 and they put me through the local police, and I had to tell them, you know, my dad has a gun to my mom's head, and his police chief came and arrested him at our house, like the guy that he worked for. And so I'm the one that called the police. You know, would he have done it? I don't know. I don't remember now. I've tried pretty hard not to think much about that, but you know,
yeah.
um, in my teens, I always was every girl's best friend. Oh, you're my best friend. Yeah, but like I'm in love with you. I want to go out with you. Please date me. Oh, Jeff, you're my best friend. But no, I don't want to date you. You know that shit. Had that
Yeah,
happen a lot.
dude,
Not
I've
a
been through that crap too. Man, it's fucking bull crap.
well,
Yeah,
you know. I mean, I'm not gonna say that I was completely dry. I had some nice situations happen for me, but you know,
And
it always seemed like that one girl that I really, really was in love with was
well,
unattainable for me. So you
let's
know,
show this comment here.
what's that?
These nuts. Who the fuck is this kid?
These
Birth
nuts.
control.
Oh, somebody's being a troll. Oh
It's
wait,
probably,
holy shit! There's a lot of shit down there. What the fuck?
it's probably Hell's reviews. That dude's been fucking like trying to drive us off of YouTube.
Oh, don't worry about it, man. Fuck him. If he
He
wants
made,
to play,
dude. Well, dude, I just found this today. He made a song about me and Mean Metal Mike.
oh, did he?
Oh yeah,
Where is it?
you want to hear it?
Sure. Hey, Aiden, we're gonna play your song right now.
Yeah, we're gonna play your song, you little faggot.
Oh, easy. Watch that word.
Man, these people piss me off.
I know, but
I know
that's a word. That's a
so
word though. Hang on, Ben. That's a word that'll get you kicked off YouTube.
Oh.
Yeah. So
this is what these people want.
no, don't give it to them, dude. That's just the one word you want to try not to say. I know, I understand your
I
anger,
know.
but Aiden, we were gonna play your song. Do you have it? Are you gonna play
I,
it now or
I
no?
think I know who it is, but I'm not sure.
You think you know who it is?
Probably Chris.
I don't know,
It's
Chris.
not. It's not Chris Peters. Chris Peters wouldn't even do this.
Are you playing it, Ben?
Hold on a minute.
We're gonna make you famous, these nuts. I mean, Aiden. I mean, these nuts. I mean,
Aiden.
Aiden.
Yeah, Aiden. Hell's
Aiden
Reviews.
Nuts.
That's who you are. I know who the fuck you are, man. Think we're stupid. I'm old enough to be your goddamn dad, bitch.
Just watch the really bad word. Everything else
Nah,
is fine.
this fucking person's pissing me off.
I know,
You
but
want to
you
meet
just
up
got.
for a fight?
Ben, you just got to be very careful of this gender stuff, man.
Yeah.
And
It's all
and and you
PC.
can't and you can't threaten any presidents, living or not living. Well, no,
Even
if
though
they're dead, they're
Joe
dead.
Biden sucks.
Yeah, can't threaten any human lives. Anyway, so moving on,
Matt,
we were finishing.
let's
Well,
take him. Fuck it.
what's that?
Wait, who's laughing?
Who's
That's.
laughing?
I was laughing at the comment he made.
You know what?
What?
Stream over.
No, dude. Hold on.
No, it's. I was.
Are you making fun of me, Wyatt?
No, he
No.
was not. No, he was talking about the comment that I made. It's cool. Just relax, dude. Don't let guys like this get to you, Ben. Don't, man. It ain't worth it. Wyatt was not laughing at you. He was laughing at what I said to Aiden. I was calling bees nuts Aiden, bees nuts, bees nut Aiden. I kept going back and forth. And he was chuckling at that.
Yeah,
All right?
don't think I'm making fun of you, Ben. I'm not.
Yeah, dude. Don't do that, man. It's not worth that. All right. Well,
It's
we
not.
we were talking about movies, right? Well, we were talking about scariest horror movies, right, Ben? And you said Omen and what was the other one? Exorcist?
Yeah.
Yeah. So have you ever heard the soundtrack for The Exorcist by Mike Oldfield? No?
It's been a while. I kind of remember it, but you know.
It's that one that I think it goes da 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 da. Right? Am I right? Or am I?
Yeah, I could
There
write
you
like
go.
literally over the guitars for that.
Yeah, yeah. That's a fucking killer piece of music, man. I think he's written like 2 other parts to it now or something. I used to really be into Oldfield, and I had like a shit ton of his early stuff. You ever get into him, Frederick?
I heard the name, but I've probably heard the music, but I couldn't tell you what.
So you
what
don't have
song.
any? You don't have any Oldfield then in your collection?
No, I
Okay.
wanted to get the Halloween soundtrack, but that was they'll charge you way too much for like $100 for the
For
soundtrack
Carpenter.
for Carpenter. Yeah,
Yeah.
reissue as well. So
No,
it's just too expensive these soundtracks. Now they're charging an arm and a leg for them.
Zach Blava said, "Can you threaten dead presidents?" Yeah. After I said that, I was like, "What the fuck did I just say there? That was stupid." And yeah, man, Mike Oldfield. I had Amadon. I still have Tales. I think it's called Songs from a Distant Earth. That is such a beautiful album. I have Miles Out. I have the Tubular Bells stuff. Amadon. I think there's one he did called Hergest Ridge. I think is one that I think that may, or am I confusing that with somebody else? I think it's Hergest Ridge. That's a good one. But
You ever hear him play guitar? Ben, Mike Oldfield.
See there?
I don't know.
What's up? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You're talking about
Mike Oldfield. I wondered if you'd ever heard his guitar playing.
I'm pretty sure I have, but
Yeah, he's kind of one of like the early '70s. I guess you call early '70s guitar hero kind of guys. Now, I never thought he was like, a shredder. He's not really a shredder. He's more like Steve Hackett. You know who Steve Hackett is?
yeah, yeah, great guitar player.
Genesis. Yeah, he's more that kind of a player. He can play a lot of
Steve
flashy.
Hackett.
What's that?
Steve Hackett. You got Oh damn. Fuck! I gotta get back into my fucking '70s mode here.
John Wetton. What were you thinking of? I mean, Hackett's been solo for a long time, but he was in Genesis obviously for
Yeah,
4 albums.
Oh, dude, Steve Hackett is
4 albums.
man. Steve Hackett in the '80s Genesis? No.
Right. No, well, yeah, of course. Yeah, Genesis stopped real. I quit pretty much at Duke. That's the last time I can get on board. But everything else,
Just thinking of Gary. Damn it,
Gary Moore,
Gary Moore. Yes,
the guitar player.
yeah, Gary Moore.
Yeah.
What a great
Fucking-
guitar player.
Oh my god, dude. Oh my god, one of the very best of all times.
It's kind of weird. Like I play thrash metal,
Right.
but when I do my leads, I try to think. Well, it's not really trying to think. It's like, do I want to do either or? When I'm playing guitar, I want it to be memorable. You know what I mean? I want the riffs to stand out and the guitar solos to stand out, like Gary Moore, Michael Schenker, Ole John Roth, Steve Hackett, and all those guys. That's what I think about. I don't think about like these shredders when I'm playing guitar. I do think about Dimebag Darrell too, obviously, and James Hetfield, like tone and like just great ribbon playing.
You're a melodic.
But everything I do for Holocaust it's about Phil.
Right.
It's not about. It's not about trying to be like this or that. No, I think back to the past, and if that's a bad thing, I mean, whatever.
No.
But it's just who I am, though, as a guitar player. I don't want to be like the modern guitar players that, oh, yeah, you got to tune down to fucking this and that and do guttural vocals and be fake and phony and all this crap. No, fuck that. I'm going to do what I want as a guitar player, Sorry, I kind of interacted my Holocaust thing in there, I apologize. No, I don't apologize for that because it's fact. It's what I like to do. I like to play music. I'm not about trends. I'm not about like opposing to what's popular or what's going to get me big. It's about music. Yeah.
I hate when they like tune down to F sharp.
Yeah, that's not new anymore.
No, it's not new anymore. The thing is, as a musician, if you can't play from the heart, you can't play from the soul, why the fuck are you playing? Just fucking quit.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's what it's about, man. Quit. Just fucking quit.
Do what. Look, nobody,
if you're going into music or rock music or metal to try and get rich, you're doing the wrong.
Dreaming. You're dreaming.
You're gonna be broken hearted because it ain't gonna happen.
No.
Yep.
Um,
Exactly.
there's
You're not going to become rich doing this.
nah the days there are a lot of bands out there, a lot of bands. So you'd be shocked that they're doing this now, in the autumn of their years, sort of, so to speak, to keep busy on the road. They're not making millions of dollars. I mean,
No.
of course, Metallica is making majillions,
Oh, well,
and
because
Foo
they
Fighters, yeah, Foo Fighters,
Priest,
Maiden, Priest. Well, I have to be
Purple.
honest with you. Priest is not on the same level as Maiden, though, dude.
Oh,
Like,
no.
they're not on the same. I'm talking about $1 million, multi million dollar shows. So we're talking like when Maiden does a show, well, they're not playing the 6,000 seater. They're playing the fucking 25,000 seater,
Or
or the
Kiss. Kiss it like
Kiss. Yep, Kiss is still, believe it or not, Kiss is still raking the cash in.
So is stupid Motley Crue.
Yeah, but little different there. The Crew, Def Leppard, the thing that's out there now, the Poison thing and all that. There's that is four major bands out there, as opposed to they're playing the same place that Maiden will, and Maiden will pretty much sell the same amount or more tickets, and they've just got an undercard band. They're not splitting it four ways. Which, like if I looked at this, Joan Jett may be getting 15%, Poison's probably getting 20%, and the other whatever 70% split by the two, alternating headliners. I agree, Wyatt, to some extent, but like if you put Motley out there on their own, they'd be playing 6,000 to 10,000 places. They would not be playing 25,000 seaters.
no.
They wouldn't be selling enough. That's the other problem. I mean, a lot of people went to this because it's like, all right, $80 to see four okay bands from the '80s. Yeah, let's do that. But if it was, or maybe okay, it's probably more than $80. Probably the four seats were probably like 150 or something. But like, if you would have had to do 150 for just Motley and some opening band, most people would have been like, I'll pass on that. Or a lot of people, maybe not most, but there's only so many Metallicas, Rammsteins, Foo
Yeah.
Fighters, Queens, that kind of stuff. Maidens.
Kick it.
There's only so many of those bands that can be out there at one time. You know what I mean? Because of the venues.
There's never gonna be another Metallica. I can guarantee you that.
In metal,
Just
mean in metal?
general.
well, yeah, but Metallica. I mean, they fill stadiums, but so does Ariana Grande, and so does Lady Gaga. Dude, Lady Gaga played. Fuck, where did she play the other night? Was it Philly? Nah, might have been San
The thing
Francisco.
is with Metallica, the only reason why there won't be another bigger band than Metallica, and we got to be honest here, because people keep supporting garbage that becomes popular in the mainstream. Facts.
Well, there's that, and there's also the fact that there's 9 gazillion bands out there now,
Yeah,
and
true.
they're all fighting for your attention, and sadly, because most people's attention spans are like those shorts that they put up there, they can't
Yeah.
stay with something,
And
and so
that's why the intelligent level is down to a 60%.
yeah, you're probably right, Ben. I mean, it's you know the reality of it is that and we're all victims of it here. We hear something and then boom, what's the next thing? Okay, 2 weeks ago it was Ozzy's album. Last week it was what's Megadeth. And then we don't have time to breathe with those albums because in another week or two there's another big album coming out.
That's it.
So
Good. Very
it's
good.
hard.
No,
It's
good
hard.
point.
It's hard to focus. It's almost impossible to focus.
and that's
Right.
that's kind of difficult, man. That it's tiring.
Yeah, but you know
I
what?
agree. No, I totally agree. I mean, there's too much bullshit out there. Not saying it's all bullshit, but man,
I
there's
get
too
I get
much
what you're saying. There's
manufacturing going out
There's
there, and you still have the same fucking garbage that's in the top, at the top, like this fucking mainstream mumble rap and all this garbage.
well, here's the problem.
And okay, I talked to a. It's funny. I talked to a 20-year-old about this at work. He thinks metal is dying, and I agree.
no,
It's
metal will
Nah,
fucking
never die. Metal
no,
will
it's
never
dying.
die.
I disagree. I don't think metal is dying, but I
No,
think
no, no.
It's
Listen to me.
okay.
Listen to me. Why it's dying? Because there's too much of it being oversaturated.
well, that's the word. It's oversaturated. I agree with that. It's not dying though. I mean, there's so many there, there's only so much room for so many good bands.
Yeah,
So
Yeah,
the reality of it is, as they always say, and it's true, the cream rises to the top. And the really good bands that evolve out of the millions of bands that literally seem to be out there. Well, it's not millions, but I bet there's a million bands in the world. There may be more. Um,
oh,
and it's like the ones that rise to the top are the ones that are doing something worth listening to. Otherwise, it wouldn't work. It wouldn't happen. So I think I don't I agree with Ben majorly. There's oversaturation going on,
yeah,
and
yeah,
and frankly, that's because of file sharing. Because it wouldn't happen any other way because of streaming.
yeah,
You wouldn't have been able to
I-
do this back in the day because you'd have been making tapes and doing that kind of shit, tape trading.
yeah.
And
Oh, sorry.
well, and you can only move so fast with snail mail and stuff. You know what I mean? Now it's all email. It's all electronic. So boom, you got whatever you want right now, right here, right in front of you. And that's why people just get their attention span is so small, man. It's like I do it all the time. I'll jump on a Bandcamp link for a band I want to check out. And instead of listening to the whole song, I'll be like, okay, I got 2 minutes that one. Oh, okay, got to check this one. Oh, got 2 minutes that sounded good. Oh, I got 2 minutes that. I didn't give the whole album a listen. So if I get it and I go, oh, I get it. Every song starts sucking after 1 minute and 25 where I stop listening. You know what I mean? That could happen foreseeably.
yep.
But
Well,
but that's all. I don't know if you guys ever do it, but if you ever get on Bandcamp, which I try not to because I don't want to do this often, and you just go down a fucking rabbit hole where you're on there for 3 hours or 4 hours listening to shit, and then you're like, when then you look at your basket and you're like, motherfucker, man, I can't afford all this.
Exactly.
yeah, I was going to say that's why a lot of bands today don't make it because it's just they'll put out one album and then they disappear because there is just so much stuff out there,
Right, and they're not selling enough to make a new one.
And then every band sounds the same nowadays.
Now,
There's nothing new in music anymore. It's all the same sort of beats. Like you got all your D beat bands. You got your
well, I think
HDM
I,
bands and
I think when you say nothing new in music, I mean that's a broad topic, but I think that in metal you could definitely kind of what seems to happen in metal is that every couple of years there's a new genre that creeps up. And the last two or three or
Yeah,
four have been the cavernous death metal, right? So every band that comes out sounds cavernous now. It's like
yeah,
Jesus Christ. Or there's the cosmic death metal. So you got Blood Incantation, Demolition, and stuff like that.
yeah.
And
You got,
what happens is people just get hip to a trend in metal and they start doing that thing, and everybody wants to sound like that. And then you're like, fuck, man. Like the cavernous death metal, there's a couple I really like. I like Two Mold's good. Really good.
cosmic death. You talking about cosmic death metal,
Yeah,
cosmic black metal?
no, cosmic death metal more like Blood Incantation.
There was a
Um,
band called Balls of Goth. way back in oh
Yeah,
god,
Baltic Goth. Yeah. Yep, I know 'em. Good
they
band.
were cool. Like
Yeah.
I didn't even
But
know that was big again.
but yeah, it's well, I mean, there for a while, the last 3 or 4 years, the cavernous death metal is the thing. Like, stuff like Fetid and what about shit, who am I thinking of, Frederick?
Oh, I don't know. I don't listen to that cavernous death metal.
Oh, you're not a cavernous death metal guy. Okay.
No,
Well,
I'm
there's
not
like Dream Unending and Innumerable Forms, and there's a lot of bands that are out there, and that's the thing right now. Everybody's buying that stuff. Everybody's,
It's crap.
Well,
but
I'm into 80s metal. I like my 80s metal.
Me too. That's what I love to play.
The old school.
well,
metal.
Ben, I don't think I ever asked you, Ben. Who are your favorite '80s bands? Like, what's your top
Oh.
'80s band?
Oh, jeez, man.
Give me your
All right.
top 5.
Okay, this stream is going to go for 24 hours now.
Well,
You
I may be
You
asleep
son
on
of a
there while you're
bitch.
doing this.
All right,
Oh.
top 24 80s metal bands? Okay.
Yeah.
Because there's
Or-
like literally probably
What-
200.
Well, here you go. Here you go. Let me narrow it down a little better. Give me your top 5 '80s bands and your top 5 '80s albums. Doesn't have to be the same
Well,
band. Doesn't have to be the same band.
I don't think it needs narrowed down. I think the honest way to answer that question is the right way to answer it. Okay, obviously Metallica, Megadeth, Anthrax, Slayer, Judas Priest, Overkill. How many bands do you want me to name? Halloween,
I thought I said 5.
Rage. No, we're going over 5. How the fuck do you want me to name 5, brother?
I
Come on,
see
man.
that. I see that. You're rather
How do you
excited.
want
All
me
right,
to name
how about now? Seriously, your top 5 '80s metals album. You got to stay in the '80s.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Top
That's
5.
going to be hard. Oh, man. Come on, man. You're killing
Then-
me, dude.
Then Freddie, you can do this. So think about your list.
Okay. With the first Violence album,
Eternal Nightmare.
Eternal Nightmare, yeah, the first Violence, the first Rigor Mortis, self-titled, the first Rage album,
Who?
Rage,
Rage.
no, Rage, the German
Oh,
Rage.
Rage. Okay. Yeah.
Rage. Oh, the first Halloween EP, and probably Celtic Frost.
The demo.
No, the
Morbid
Well,
Tales.
Morbid Tales, yeah.
All right. Ben, what you got? He made a list. Oh no, he's getting a drink. Okay, he's getting prepared. I see.
I have to do this, man.
All right.
All right. 5 albums. It's 5 albums from the 80s, right?
Yeah, your top
5
5.
albums from the 80s, right? Top 5
Right.
albums from the 80s, right? Oh, yeah,
Right.
mate. Damn, I sound like an Australian. Anyways, okay. All right.
Happy
Okay.
Ben's much more fun, isn't he?
This could be. Hey, man, I try to be fun.
Yeah. He's not
I
gonna
know
let
the
me.
world looks at me as like a fucking asshole, mate, but I'm not Australian, mate. Sorry.
All right.
Sorry.
I'm too
Sorry.
I'm too stoned
Sorry,
for this.
man,
Give me your 5 albums.
All right.
Although I'm not that
Obviously,
stoned.
all right. If we're gonna get
All right.
serious,
All right. Go for it.
obviously, Ride the Lightning by Metallica. Wait, is this top 5?
5, yeah.
Like
Well,
5?
No, you don't have to have them in order. Just your top 5 that you can think of.
Ride the Lightning, man. That's the album that made me want to play like cool rips and made me want to play guitar and made me want to play like harmony
Right on.
guitars.
Oh, for sure.
Halloween, Keeper of the Seven Keys 1.
Good choice.
That's the album that made me want to like play like those harmony guitars faster. Number 3, oh cripe. It gets pretty hard here. And if I get a hard on, you're not allowed to touch it.
Yeah, I'm good on that. Thanks.
Thank you. I'm joking.
I'm an
That's
old
Freddie's
man.
job.
I'm an old man, anyways. You want to go after those younger cats,
That's Freddie's job.
like Frederick's cat.
Oh
Like
man,
what
I'm,
was
I'm
the
just thinking back, like a lot of stuff's gonna go like really old school here. Like when it comes to my influences, AC/DC, Let There Be Rock.
Ah, there you go.
Anvil.
Number 4. You have no clue how hard this is right now.
Oh no, I do because I've been thinking about my list.
Probably Iron Maiden, but maybe album. Why Iron Maiden?
Oh, that's
Yeah,
a
no
good one.
no Maiden on that list yet.
I would put Power Slave on mine.
I'm putting a Maiden album, but that's not the one I would put. But I love that one. That'd probably be my second choice.
Black Sabbath, Sabotage.
Ah. Oh, wait a minute. Sabotage?
So-
That's 70s.
Yeah, yeah, 80s.
Oh, you're talking 80s?
Got to
Yeah,
stay in the
you're right.
80s, dude. That was the thing. 80s. 80s albums.
All right, Black Sabbath, Heaven and Hell. Heaven
There
and
you
Hell.
go. That works.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Or Mob Rules. I mean, come on. Either
Yeah.
one.
If you, oh crap, I don't even know if I can sing like that no more. Okay, number 5. Holy crap, this is not easy.
Yeah, Ben's like, motherfucker, man. I got like 10 I want to pick right now.
I got like 100 I want to pick right now.
Yeah, I'm sure.
He's probably
The
got
Jeff
1,000.
solo, the Jeff solo album,
Which one?
the Jeff solo. Dude, I'm trying to be funny.
Oh, okay. I missed what you said. I
Come on.
couldn't get it.
I
Jeff
did.
Soto. Oh, Jeff
Yeah.
Soto. Oh, okay.
No. Oh man, number 5.
No Dio on this list. Well, I guess you have him with Sabbath, though.
No culture.
And he's struggling, man. He is struggling.
No Duran
No
Duran.
Boys to
It's
Men.
fucking 80s. What do you think?
What about Omen? You got Omen. You got Fate's Warning.
What about Overkill?
Overkill. Saxon.
Exodus, Bonded by Blood.
There you go. Yeah, that was it. Yeah. Ooh, man, you were struggling there. All right, Wyatt, your turn, buddy.
Because
Do you
there's
know
too
enough?
much.
You know enough 80s albums? I'm being serious. Probably
Yeah.
do.
I know
All
at
right.
least. Let me. Probably. Number of the Beast.
Good choice. Over Power Slave? Over Power Slave, or do you have both of them?
Yeah, I have both of them.
Oh, both. All right.
Power Slave.
Right.
This is hard.
It's real hard because you start thinking of ones you have to get rid of that you don't want to get rid of.
Exodus, Fabulous Disaster.
Ah. Wow.
Testament, practice what you preach.
That's a good pick.
It's my number 5. Heaven and Hell.
Yeah, I forgot about Sabbath. So I got, not in any particular order, but number 1 would be Fate's Warning, Awaken the Guardian.
Ooh, I love that album.
Number 2 would be Rush, Moving Pictures. Or, wait a minute.
You'll want to take that over Signals. Oh, damn. Yeah, I'm gonna go Moving Pictures strictly, mainly for the songs you don't hear on the radio, like Red Barchetta, uh, Vital Signs, Witch Hunt, the fucking amazing Camera Eye, and yeah, the other three songs. I love them, but I've heard them so much that All right, so that's two, right?
Yep.
I am also gonna go with. I believe it was 1982. I'm pretty sure. 1982's Allied Forces by Triumph.
Oh, yep, yep.
Uh, how many is that I have?
That's three now. That's three.
I gotta go. I gotta go Maiden, and I gotta go. Caught. Somewhere in time.
Oh,
Which
you're
I
not going
fuck.
for the Diana
What? Say what?
era? You're not going. You're not going for the Diana era, the 80s.
I do, but there's
No
Bruce
Killers?
album. There's Bruce albums I prefer, man. To be honest with you, I just do. I love both first two Maiden albums, but I really like. I would honestly put Power Slave, Summer in Time, and Number above them. They probably be 4 and 5 for me.
Okay, that was your fourth. And what was your fifth
Okay,
one?
yeah, that was my fourth. So who did I say so far? Fuck.
Rush, Iron Maiden, Fate's Warning,
And Triumph.
Triumph. Yep.
Man, this fucking sucks. Because I just thought of about like 40 albums I should have said.
Yeah, there's a lot.
I'm gonna go with 89. I believe it was 89. Pretty sure it was 89, and that would be Voivod Nothing Face.
Okay.
Because
Actually,
that band was, I didn't know about them before Nothing Face, and
Yeah.
I saw the Astronomy Domine video, and I went to see him, and I got to sing with him, and like seriously, like I think that came out in October of '89, I believe.
Yep.
That sound right, Fred?
It sounds right. Yeah.
I think it was October or September or October, somewhere. It was before Christmas. I think it was October, late October. And I got that album because I saw the video a couple times, and I'm like, I'm gonna get that. Knew nothing about them. Of course, no internet, no nothing, right? And I went in and got the CD. I put it in my CD player, and I was like, what the fuck is this? Like, I just didn't get it. But I put it in the next day, and I'm like, okay. And then the third day, and like every day I listened to that CD to the point where I was listening to it like 5 times a day in a row,
Well,
And
Voivod got a new album coming out called Ultraman.
yeah, I saw that. They're doing it's the cover of the Ultraman theme song, I believe.
Yeah. Song, yeah.
But anyway, Voivod was just super important to me as a band in the mid '80s, late '80s. When I found them, it opened doors to a lot of other stuff. I think my predilection for Voivod allowed me to get into death metal. Like if I wouldn't have liked Voivod, I probably never would have liked death metal.
No. Voivod are one of those bands that kind of really, was very influential to me too, because the first album, War and Pain, was just a total blast. Just full on
thrash,
death metal, punk in there as well, a bit of hardcore.
Oh, lot of punk thrash in there, and then they took it to the next level on Roar.
Yeah.
And then they kind of found their sound with Killing Technology.
Yeah, it was still thrashy. It was still heavy. It was still thrashy. It was
Yep.
There was a bit of prog was seeping into
Yep.
as well. A little bit
Yep.
of prog was getting into
Yep.
there. You know, and then they mentioned Hatros. There was still the thrash, but it was getting
Killer.
a bit more proggy.
Oh, more proggy, much more. Great
And then,
album though. Great album.
Yeah, and then they went proggy with the next album, and then Angel Rat came out, which was a stinker.
Even no, bite your tongue, motherfucker. Them's fighting words, bitch.
No, I didn't like that album. It didn't feel like Voivod to me.
Angel Rat is their Rush album. It's their nod to Rush, and you got it, dude. It's a brilliant album. It's not a thrash album. It's not even really much of a metal album. Do you know them at all, Wyatt? Do you know how much Voivod do you know?
No, I don't know any.
What?
I
Oh,
don't listen.
Ben, are you there, or did we put you to sleep? I wonder if he fell asleep.
No,
Oh, there he is.
What? What do you want?
You still awake?
You want my
Yes.
opinion, bitch?
What?
Jeff asked me
I'm
if
just
I knew
joking.
any.
Can I joke?
No, I said.
Come on,
didn't.
Jeffrey, can I joke?
Yeah, of course. I didn't.
Everybody thinks Metal Ben's so fucking angry and pissed off.
No, I didn't hear. I didn't hear what you were saying. I couldn't hear what you were saying. I don't have my earphones in, so I couldn't hear what you were saying. What were you saying when you opened up the thing? When you turned your camera on, what did you say?
I'm going to bed. I don't have to repeat myself.
Okay. Sorry, man.
No, I think he's joking. He's joking, aren't you?
What?
Are you joking or are you serious?
Am I being made fun of?
No.
No, I cannot. I don't have my earbuds in, Ben, so I can't. I couldn't hear you when you first came on. What did you say to me?
Jesus fucking Christ! Do you got to explain everything to everybody?
No, I think Ben said he was joking.
I was joking. Damn it!
No, I heard you say you were
Fuck!
joking, but
I'm back. What do
yeah.
you want?
Oh, is that all right? That's what you said. I'm back. That's what I couldn't understand. I couldn't understand what
Nobody
you said
can
there.
understand me. People suck.
All right, dude. I'm gonna catch you later, man.
Yeah, it's time to get out of here.
Yeah, I'm gonna head to bed too. So.
All right, guys. You all have a good one.
Don't piss me off.